assistance and forgiveness.
Welcome along, folks. The sun is out. Finally, some beautiful weather here in Perth. It's been shocking over the last couple of days. But as I said, blue sky, things are looking good. The ground looks okay. We'll soon see whether the players will be slipping around. Great to have your company. St Kilda up against the West Coast Eagles. Lockie Reed in commentary. And welcome to a star-studded cast. I mean, led by Josh Garlop. Mr. TikTok.
He's been very good, Josh, hasn't he? That TikTok
Hello,
put on with, G'day, Lockie, with... well, I'm not sure if it was a TikTok, but with Kane Corns during the week, I thought was just
that was
sensational.
Very good. Good giggle.
Very good to get the lighter side of Kane.
Did you laugh at it, X-Man?
I laugh at everything that Josh does.
Yeah.
I'm probably the number one supporter of Josh's work. The father figure. He just said
Josh.
a father figure.
Don't do that to yourself.
I'll drop him home again
Might
tonight.
actually ask Josh how it was all set up, because my understanding was that Kane gave him 5 minutes. Like, literally had to rock up, had 5 minutes with him, and then was out.
Right.
Pretty sure he did a whole podcast with him.
Oh, that was after. So he runs to work. This little tip for you, Zave.
Probably similar to
Running
me.
to
Running
work.
I rode my bike to work one morning at 4:30 and got hit by a car. It went over the gutter, over the handlebars, everything.
X is running late to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was about 5 minutes between ad breaks. It was an ad break, came out, did it, and then he had to go back on air for SEN, and then another network, and then he came out again and said, "I'll give you a little bit more," but then I was like, "I'd like to ask you some real questions," and he said, "Oh, give me a call later because I'm going to Melbourne." And then,
Right.
Yeah.
So I heard, this is what I'd heard, that Kane had actually put aside 2 hours for Josh.
Right.
But realised that Lockie Reed was aligned with the Triple M band, and Hutchie might have just let's just pull Kane away, because I think we're all well aware that there's been a bit of a dispute between Lockie and Hutch during the week.
Lockie Reed looks more like Hutchie than Hutchie.
Mate, so I sat down here just before Embers, and the SEN box looked over and went,
yes,
and shook their head at
Really?
It's interesting stuff.
There's no problems, Hutchie and I.
Oh, yeah.
Best friends we are, don't you worry
When's
about
that? The sounding board, is it out tomorrow?
Ooh, I don't know. I can't keep up with what's going on. I feel uncomfortable.
He might ask me to be CEO of the Wildcats.
You could do that.
Yeah.
He's done a good job with the Wildcats so far, Hutchie.
Yeah.
I bet you pardon.
Well, like...
What?
They're going okay, aren't they? They've still got Bryce Cotton there.
Yeah, exactly. Re-signed him for
keep
3
him
more
up.
years. I know where you're going. Made $1.4 million profit, so everything's going beautifully.
Good for the Cats,
A
yes.
few little wins next season, they'll be all right. But we're about footy here. Tommy, welcome to you.
I'm a big fan of Hutchie Lock. Yeah. Massive fan.
Hey, talk about
We
fans.
might need Hutchie one day.
Exactly, Embers.
Talk about fans. What's going on? Do you see those big fans that are on the ground?
We're trying to dry the
We're
ground out.
drying the ground. Amazing last night, of course.
They had
The football, the World Game was nearly called off
The
because
wind
of
blowing
slippery
things,
conditions.
like the weed that you blow the weeds in.
Yeah.
Of course,
Guys
Belmont
out
was
there on
called
the
off
ground.
yesterday.
The
It's
blowers.
incredible.
The blowers, yeah.
And I was called an idiot for saying, why didn't we have a roof on this joint?
We've
I'm
got
with you, X. Yeah. Why didn't we have a roof?
Just money, right?
I cannot believe it.
Oh, we're short over here. Man, I'll go dig up my backyard. There's iron ore sitting in there. And it's everywhere.
So Belmont gets called off yesterday. It rains 3 times a year here in Perth, and every time it does, we just cancel the whole.
Yeah,
the whole world shuts down.
Lightning was
was
the
it?
one.
Yeah.
There's lightning
right.
flashing around yesterday.
Yeah.
Put a roof on.
Probably saved me a few bucks by Belmont being cancelled anyway.
And Leachy was off early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The jockeys weren't right.
Looking forward to this game. West Coast and St Kilda. We'll get some sensibility into the call in a moment.
If you've never heard a football broadcast on Triple M and you turned it on at the start of today and you're like, can't wait for a preview of West Coast St Kilda, and you
West
got
Coast
this
and
here.
Saints playing today.
Have you heard Bill's quiz? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
So the Saints are out on the ground. I'm worried about Jack Higgins. He's forgotten his white shorts. He's in the black shorts.
Yeah, so he's had a bit of look at me kind of.
Maybe, I don't know.
I heard something interesting the other day actually about Blake Acres.
Yeah.
I heard on a podcast, Body Badger's podcast,
Right.
where Blake Acres, Fremantle wingman, doesn't do this warm-up because he was having so much trouble with cramp at the end of his games that he said, why am I doing an extra K in the warm-up? So he just stays in the rooms now.
Good point. Oh, you remember Troy Wilson, the big,
Yes.
the big
Yeah,
knucklehead
the big
that used to
fella.
play for the West Coast
Yeah.
Eagles? So we, obviously before a game, guys would go out, especially when you're away from home. And I remember always at the MCG, always at Marvel, right? Everyone would go out. We'd have a little look at the ground. We'd come back in. And there's big Troy Wilson, big blockhead, sitting by himself. All right, and he turned to me one day and he said, Embers, green grass, goals at both ends? Yeah, thought so. What's everyone going out there for?
Yeah. Have a look around.
Good way to look at it.
Good story.
Yeah.
That's Troy Wilson.
Yeah, that's Troy Wilson for you.
Drive cars. Did he drive cars after
He
that?
drives
as well?
big
He's
trucks.
sprint cars, didn't he?
Yeah.
Talking about warming up for a game, when I moved from Hawks to West Coast, I just used to go out and walk around the Oval by myself. Not deliberately by myself, just not
Yeah,
there
no
early.
friends.
I just go kick the footy out there by myself and enjoy my own time. But it coincided with some of the players doing chapel or doing religion or
Yes.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so Shuey and those blokes thought I was in chapel for the first 12 weeks. Imagine me sitting in chapel praying.
I was one of those guys where I'd like to get to the game an hour and a half before. Happy to get there an hour and a half, right? But then when I started having kids, so I was there at 2.5 hours before the game. Yep, sorry, early game, got to go.
What are we thinking today, gents? Obviously, the Saints are sitting in 10th position.
Yep.
West Coast, we know, down the bottom, struggling for wins. Do we give the Eagles any chance here this afternoon?
I'll give them a little chance, but I think this is a game the Saints have to win. 3 weeks ago, Saints come out, they absolutely smash Carlton, and you're thinking, wow, this is a team that can play finals, and then they lose to Fremantle, and then they lose to the Western Bulldogs last week. So you'd think that Saints' best today really should be able to put West Coast to the sword. I think the Eagles have shown moments in the last 2 or 3 weeks. They've had some good patches, but just been too inconsistent. They're still relying on their senior players. They're still relying on their A-graders. And if these guys don't play well, guys like Shuey and Redden and Hearn, then suddenly, unfortunately, at the moment, the depth is not there just yet for these young kids to be able to come in and play consistently. I think St Kilda got a little bit too much depth through the midfield today, which means they get the game played in their forward half. And I think they might have a bit too much firepower up front too.
I'm going to bang the acid straight on. Forget about Jack Steele, forget about King, and forget about Wilkie and Sinclair. All had great years.
Yep.
Acid on for St Kilda. Gresham, Hill, Billings, Marshall without a ruckman, and Jack Higgins. I love Jack Higgins.
So there's a lot of names.
If they're the best, if they play really well, and then you add the four I mentioned who have played well,
Yep.
they play well every game. They should win this by 5.
And they're the players, though, that haven't stepped up over the last few years.
Well,
they're the ones that they picked several years ago to be the future of St Kilda. But
especially
as you said,
Billings and Gresham. Gresham had an Achilles injury. I think he's come back in good form. Jack Billings has been in and out a few times. I think there's some of those players can play like a C grader, and then sometimes they play like an A grader. They do yo-yo a fair bit. So I reckon today, if those players stand up, I think they could do a number on West Coast.
This is a Triple M footy preview for TaylorMade Golf, the all-new stealth driver for TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face. Mine busted during the week that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness. The young fella took it on to the driving range at Wembley and rang me and said, Dad, the golf club flew off as I hit the ball. And I thought, well, okay, it might have just slipped off, the shaft. No, it's busted.
Oh, he's hit the ball that hard.
I think he really cracked the ball.
I reckon did he go with some mates?
Yeah, he went with some mates.
Yeah, no, he was taking the absolute piss and doing something and he's not telling you the truth. And tell him that you're going to grab the camera vision. I know who runs Wembley.
Do you?
Yeah,
Can you
and
get me
we
some
might
contacts?
just check out whether it was just slipped off.
Because there would be vision, wouldn't there?
It'd be
So
absolutely vision. They fit in really well in this
When-
commentary box.
When you go to the
Add
driving
mayo
range,
to every story.
does anybody actually try and hit for distance, or are you just picking off the guy driving the golf cart?
Oh, no, I'm trying to hit it over fences. And
Yeah, you
stuff.
want to get it out of the whole area.
I
I
went the
like
other
when
day.
there's 5 or 6 flags and you sort of aim for one, right, and it goes to the other flag because, that was a good shot, wasn't it?
All right, we're going to go downstairs because we have a special guest. His name, he's not Josh Garland, but
Such
Joshy.
a mugs game.
Be quiet, Embers. Got to go
Sorry.
downstairs.
Yeah,
Joshy's waiting for us. Take it away, Joshy.
Well, alongside me, a very special guest, Corey Enright. Thanks so much for joining us. How's the preparations been? Obviously, 5 of the last 6 losses for the Saints. Coming over to the West Coast, what's been the focus?
Obviously we focused on what we need to do better, and there was a fair bit in that. Our last couple of weeks have been pretty disappointing. We played some reasonable footy at times, but just not enough consistency in our game. So just trying to get back to the things that we do well for longer.
And as far as coming to Perth and resetting a little bit, was there at all a focus with that, with the group, that you can step out of the bubble in Victoria?
Yeah, of course. Anytime you can get away as a group, you look forward to it and make sure that you embrace the challenge that it is coming over here. And obviously getting away, we we had a good week on the track and got over here yesterday. So it feels like a long time between our last game and this one. So hopefully the boys are itching to go.
Corey, Andrew Embley, firstly, congratulations on becoming the 27th legend at the Geelong Football Club. I know the club means so much to you, but just your transition now to a new club, new environment, how have you found all that?
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's obviously when you spend such a long time at one place and then go to a new place, it takes a while to find your feet. But it's been really exciting for myself and also to come to a club that's trying to get better and look to improve in so many ways. It's been I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and hopefully we can keep improving for the rest of the year.
Richmond did you guys a favour on Friday night. The Western Bulldogs keep their finals chances alive last night. I guess destiny in your own hands, though. You guys just got to keep winning now. Yeah,
correct. And you can't sort of sit there and rely on other teams to drop off or fall away. We just got to keep doing what we need to do, and that starts today with hopefully getting a win.
Corey, Xavier Ellis up here, mate. Great to hear from you. Just talking about the St Kilda halfbacks, they're a bit of a barometer for you guys. Sinclair Hill and Hunter Clark comes in. What advice can you offer to those guys?
Yeah, they tend to play well and we play well, and obviously I guess that's up to the whole team. But I think with half-backs, it's no different to any team. If they can get the job done and help you obviously win the footy back, particularly off turnover, and look to go back at the opposition, that's probably their number one thing.
The old fossil Paddy Ryder out, big load on Marshall's shoulders today. West Coast aren't very strong in the ruck department. You'd look for him to really dominate in the midfield today.
Yeah, obviously we've had the two rucks for most of the year, but from when Rowe plays one out, he generally likes to work his opponents over, and obviously that's a strength of his. So we'll need to give him a chop out at times, but we expect him to go for the full distance.
I had a social media message sent to me at the start of the year, and a St Kilda supporter said Cal Wilkie will be All-Australian. I nearly choked, but he probably nearly is. He's had a spectacular season.
He's a ripper. He goes about his business, and he plays on probably the most damaging forward most weeks, and sort of holds his own, if not beats him. So he's been a real, a real key pillar in the back line, and he's had an outstanding season, and he's pretty consistent with the way he goes about it.
You've got a couple of good forwards inside your forward 50, but again, the battle through the midfield to be able to win that supply and get the game played in your forward half will be crucial this Arvo. Yeah, correct.
Obviously, we probably let ourselves down the last couple of weeks with the way we've sort of entered going forward and kicked the ball to our forwards. So we expect to hopefully do that a bit better, but obviously with the Eagles, the strength of theirs is their midfield as well. So it's going to be a good test and a good battle in there, and just like any game really, whoever gets on top of the midfield and give first use to their forward line usually goes a long way to winning the game.
Rats made it public this week that the acid was on some senior players, and it's the last chance for a few. Who are some of the players, the leaders we expect a big lift from today?
Oh, look, to be fair, it's probably most of the team. We are just looking for some consistency with the way we go about it and not play in sort of 20, 30-minute periods and patches. We just need to put in 4 solid quarters and hopefully the result comes our way at the end of it. But, we just need a lift from the whole team and also, obviously, the individuals involved. They need to play their part and continue to get back to work and hopefully put some pressure on the opposition, but also win the footy themselves.
Corey, the chat from Brett Ratton after the game, post-game, was intriguing, and we got to see the inside of the workings of a footy club. What did you make of it, and were you happy for it all to come out?
Look, those conversations are always taking place. Sometimes they get aired and sometimes they don't. So it was no different for us, the process and the way we go about it. But obviously after a performance like that, you're probably trying to dig a bit deeper and search for some answers and put it back to the players and how they're feeling and what they expect and what they're going to do going forward. So it obviously kickstarts your week.
Yeah, and the tackling was an issue against the Western Bulldogs. When you try and redeem yourself from a poor tackling first half, do you do more tackling during the week, or do you just talk about the intensity?
Yeah. Oh, it's always that fine balance, isn't it? if you try and do too much, you go over the top. But it's about just probably, and for us, it's probably just about putting ourselves in opportunities to tackle. So we just felt that we sat off too far, didn't play the game in a contest for long enough, and you don't get those opportunities to get 2 or 3 tackles in a row. And when you play like that, the opposition walk around you, it's pretty easy to play against.
I just saw big Jared Ruffhead aimlessly walking on the football field. What's he possibly adding?
Not too much. He's probably looking for the donuts or the hot chips or something. But, he's you know what he's like. He's a pretty relaxed character.
And last question, Josh Kennedy obviously is nearing the end. One, your thoughts on JK, because we love him over here in the West. And just two, he still seems to have an influence on the game, which is quite amazing for his age and probably the wear and tear on his body.
Yeah, obviously he's been such a competitor and campaigner for a long, long time, and he's obviously his work rate, his ability to influence contests and to hit the scoreboard. He's such a threat in that front half. So even though he's getting on a bit, he's still such a dangerous player. He doesn't need too many touches to hurt you. So obviously we need to stop him as best we can.
Great to have you on the board, and thanks very much for joining us.
No worries, thanks.
There he goes, Corey Enright for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts, buy 3, get 1 free, and instant cash back on Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop, and many more. bobjane.com.au. And, of course, you can stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. It's West Coast and St Kilda. We'll get stuck into this game in just a moment. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy preview for the all-new Stealth Driver from TaylorMade, with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M rocks footy in 3.5 minutes. 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 One minute. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
'M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Preview. The all-new stealth driver from TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
3 days of sport here at Optus Stadium, and we wrap it up with an AFL game. It's West Coast up against St Kilda, of course. Plenty of world game over the last 2 days. X-Man, did you enjoy watching the Premier League club strut their stuff?
Mate, it was huge. I spent an entire 0 seconds watching any of it. Who won? I didn't even see a score. And don't get me wrong, I genuinely do enjoy watching the EPL, the real stuff, not the hit and giggle. Do you watch NAB Cup? Is it called NAB Cup still over here? Not really. Or Marsh Cup, whatever it's called, Community
the
Shield.
Marsh series.
No, give me the EPL. I've done a few Europe trips where we've travelled around and literally followed the teams we wanted to watch. But here in Perth didn't get me.
It was just a friendly.
Hey, St Kilda, right? They've lost 4 of their last 5.
Yep.
If they win today, their percentage out of the top 8.
Yeah.
Were they 8-3 at the start of the year? Did I hear that? Yeah.
They had a good start.
Yeah, so there's still a chance to make the finals. They've got to come out today and actually belt West Coast because they're
Just the ladder at the moment as it stands.
So now on top Geelong, which you probably think are locked in.
Yep.
Your mob Melbourne, they dropped that one last night, 52 points, the same as Brisbane, 3 percentage points in front of them. Then Freo with that draw are now 4th.
What do we make of that draw?
Half a game behind.
I mean, we won't know until the end of the season. Is it good or bad?
With 2015 lock, we made the grand final. We played Gold Coast on the Gold Coast late in the year, and I can't remember what round it was, but it was later in the year. And we were short favourites to win, and we drew, and we thought doom and gloom, it's going to kill us, we're going to lose. It actually made the difference with it just eliminated the percentage, and we went on and won a couple more games and nailed second, I think we did,
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
No, the draw worked in our favour. It could be a good thing. Yeah.
Freo's problem is their percentage is 119, so they're 6% behind Brisbane. And
So that means it's a good
But it
thing
doesn't
to
matter.
win the
Basically a
games.
But it doesn't matter now.
No, it
They've
doesn't
got 2
matter.
points.
Yeah, but they're still 2 points behind. So
Yeah,
they
but
have
percentage is now irrelevant.
Yeah, sure. So
Well,
they're still...
what are they? What are the Demons? And then because that's the big game Friday night.
Yeah, so Fremantle are 2 points behind. So if they beat Melbourne next week,
so
they'll
they're
be
above the D's.
They'll be in front of them.
So percentage makes no difference.
And they've got the Western Bulldogs away, I think, still
That's
to
right.
come.
At Marvel, which will be a tough one.
How
for
good
them.
was that game last night?
Yeah.
But what about the Friday night Marvel game? Was a dumpster fire. I know it was a draw. And then the standard last night, 110 to 100, was incredible.
Free-flowing footy. The rest of the top 8 there, Tommy?
So Sydney on 48, Carlton on 48 after today. Collingwood's on 48 as well, but they're in front against the Bombers. So if they win, they'll actually go, they'll be 5th. They'll be just behind percentage, I think. 50 to no. Sorry, they'll knock Freo out.
4th. Yeah, so Freo.
Yeah, so Freo will be out of the top 4 if Collingwood get up over the Bombers today. And then the Bulldogs are in 8th on 40 points. And then Richmond are 2 points behind.
Where are the Hawkers?
St Kilda are 1 game out. Hawkers, they're 13th.
They're just chilling after winning 4 flags since 08. So they're just chilling.
So
You've had 4 in the last, whatever these 14 years.
You could put a line through Port Adelaide and Gold Coast. St Kilda are going to do it very tough because their run coming home after today, Hawthorn away, Geelong, Brisbane and Sydney to finish.
That's tough. That's real tough.
But they're basically cactus, really.
Yep. All right. Ream Hot Water looking after us this afternoon. Built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Embers, your thoughts at the moment on the West Coast Eagles and what do they need to do or what do you want to see from them for the remainder of the season?
Well, I'd like to see some of the young kids really stand up and take a bit of responsibility. Harry Edwards will get chances down back. He'll probably get Membray today. Last time we saw him out here, he got his pants pulled down. He's a young kid, Edwards.
Who's he playing on?
Tim Membray. Is that what I said?
He said Membray. But
Membray, yeah.
Nah, that's what his mates call him down there.
Yeah, that's it.
I've seen the chant that the St Kilda guys sing in the crowd.
What is
the
it?
girl.
It's a Membray song.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 Membray. That one? Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so...
have you been drinking? No.
No, I haven't drunk much. Maybe that's the problem.
You're actually looking refreshed.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore. It's when you got a pregnant wife.
I'm
actually going to blame her because we used to always drink, a couple of reds together on the couch.
You were trying to do Cypress Hill Insane in the Brain.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yes. Yeah. How's that go, Tom?
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the membrane.
Like
I was trying to go down that path.
What do you mean, pregnant wife? Mate, that's when I cashed in.
Yeah,
that's when this all started.
Mate, I've already stuffed up. I've already stuffed up one. I can't stuff up two. I've got to do the right thing at the moment.
You had a practice run.
Yeah.
What you did last time.
They do say, don't stuff this one up, Embers.
There's 4 words I say to you. Don't something up.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, back on...
Harry Edwards gets an opportunity to play on Membrane today, and that's going to be an opportunity for him. He has to get better. But, this is the thing with West Coast right now. Like Luke Shuey's still, one of their better players. Redden's still one of their better players. Shannon Hearn looks really solid in their back half. Josh Kennedy, for the player that he has, become 700 goals, he'll be a Hall of Famer. He still looks dangerous inside forward 50. So, when's those next young kids are going to step up? Because, unfortunately, right now, when the older guys don't play well, we're still waiting for these young kids to be able to stand up and play. So, I think they're going to find it very difficult. And I think West Coast have got some big decisions to make at the end of the year. I think there's probably 6 or 7 guys at the moment. Witherden's under a little bit of pressure. Waterman's probably saved himself a little bit with the last sort of 4 or 5 games that he's had. I like Duggan as a player, but probably maybe hasn't come on as much as I would have thought. O'Neill.
Should Duggan be playing midfield now after the length of period he's been at the footy club, or is he not a midfielder?
Maybe they're not. He's just not a midfielder.
They tried him there at the start of the season.
Didn't he come as a midfielder?
Yeah, but Grant Birchall, I've spoken about it a couple of times. He was a midfielder, and he was one of the best halfbacks. I'm sure.
But was that because
the man we just spoke to, Corey Enright, could have played midfield too, and he was a 6-time All-Australian defender.
But they didn't go through. Your Hawks didn't go through a period where you're trying to search for the next generation.
No, I know what you're saying, but he's played 131 games. I mean, if he hasn't displayed that he's a midfielder in 131 games.
I think at the start of last year they said Duggan's our man going into midfield. It didn't work. And this year he's carrying a knee, isn't he? We all know he's probably going to be sent out for surgery at the end of the season.
No, he's had all the surgery and stuff. I just think his knee might be a bit of... I think his career, he'll have a bit of a dicky knee,
Yeah. Because last week when Luke Bruce...
the punkster.
Tore it up, kicked 6.
Yep.
No Duggo on or no any move. They left Witherden there.
That's
the thing. West Coast don't have a shutdown defender.
Well,
they haven't got a Brad Shepherd anymore.
Tom Cole's
not
Kel Wilkie.
Yeah.
Who today would just grab anyone and beat them.
Yes. So Shep's a good one, isn't it? They lost Shep. They wouldn't have been planning for losing Shep until later in the season.
This, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
obviously the Jack Darling situation at the start of the season didn't help. Didn't know what was going to happen there, especially with Josh.
They got some big decisions to make, and they're going to have to make him on some players like Jackson Nelson. He can't get into the team now.
Well, you think Jackson
players
Nelson,
like that?
He can't get in the side right now.
Yeah.
You might as well just get a one-way ticket to wherever you come from and just go.
What about looking down really quickly? The AFLW girls are doing a guard for the guys to run through. Who would have thought that their season was better than the men's side at the start of the year?
Good point.
But they were bad.
Yeah.
And the men's side are even worse.
Did you see the Waffle team yesterday? Didn't kick a goal in the first three quarters.
Yeah, it's a worry. This is the Triple M footy preview for TaylorMade Golf, the all-new stealth driver for TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Might purchase one during the week, I reckon. It is, of course, the Saints that are coming to town. West Coast are running out onto the ground. We might just go around the grounds for Choice Hotels before we take a break and get stuck into this game.
Nice win for Carlton over the Giants. They won by 36 points. And Collingwood at half-time are 13-point leaders over the Bombers.
Interesting game, that one. The Pies kicked the first 6 of the game, and then Bombers kicked the next 5.
All right, we've got the big game coming your way. West Coast out on the ground, and the Saints have been out for quite some time. It is the Eagles up against the Sainers for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy preview for the all-new stealth driver from TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
From Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
4 minutes till Triple M rocks footy. Till Triple M rocks footy. Till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M rocks footy in 30 seconds. Twenty seconds. 10 seconds.
4am rocks footy.
This quarter for Foxtel. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
The ground looks okay here at Optus Stadium. We're not far away from the opening bounce. It's West Coast up against St Kilda. Hope you're enjoying all the action on Triple M footy. It's been a busy weekend of footy. We love it. We'll be back here on Friday night as well as the Dockers
we've got that
take
game
on Yeah, Melbourne. Oh, yeah. No, we'll be all over that one. Don't worry about that. That's a
You don't want to be
big
here
game.
and call that game next
No,
Friday?
No, I want to be
They
here.
just call the big guns in for
Absolutely.
those games, gents.
Yeah.
Careful, we don't know whether they might still fly something.
Right,
Don't mention the
No,
war,
well,
Lock.
Maybe it's our performance today, X-Man.
Oh, well, we'll start. Hopefully, Ewan's just tuning in now for the first time. It's been a slow start.
He's so busy, you, and I reckon you probably sneaker in
Yeah.
past him.
You reckon?
Yeah,
I might try that.
just put one in. For
Hey,
him.
for SKG Radiology now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services. Let's get some matchups, and I want to start with the rucks. Obviously, no Nick Nat Nui. Paddy Ryder's out through injury. We're throwing Rotham and Williams in the
Rowan
ruck for the
Marshall
West
will
Coast
absolutely
team.
eat both of them.
Yeah,
And Marshall, and I think a lot of people think this too. When he's a standalone ruckman, we spoke to Corey Enright about it earlier, he's an A-grade ruckman.
Yep.
But they've got Paddy Ryder there as well, who's got the beautiful touch and the flip of the knocker and the whatever over the topper. He's got all the tricks, but Marshall has to play that second ruck role. So today, talk about getting yourself into some really good form. He should absolutely obliterate the...
So is it an interesting decision to not play Jamison?
But I mean, he'd obliterate Jamison anyway.
Yeah, okay. So maybe they're trying to do something different and run around the ground with Rotham.
Maybe,
or,
yeah.
A lot of
Try something.
responsibility with Bailey Williams.
Yeah. So, and Bailey Williams has been around for long enough now too. It's time that he starts to grit the teeth a bit and bite down on the mouth guard and have a decent crack as well. So, he'll have his work cut out today, v. Marshall.
Maxie King and Tom Barrett.
Yeah.
Real looking forward to that
That's gonna be a
matchup.
beauty.
Yeah, Tom Barrett was outstanding last week. 18 marks.
We've seen the highs and the lows though this year.
Well, that's
Tom
right.
Barras,
He's been a
haven't
little
we?
bit inconsistent. When Tom Barras plays tight, right, that's his first option to defend. I think he looks really good. Those days where he thinks he can start to, sort of
The
come
2 metre
off-
Peter days.
2 metre Peter.
Yeah.
And when he's not getting
Sits
help
off
from his
his mark.
teammates. And that's the thing. Like, back in the day, you can do that because West Coast put so much pressure on through the midfield. So the ball that was coming into their defensive half was chaos ball. Allowed guys like McGovern and Barris to take those intercept marks. But at the moment, if you get beaten out of that midfield and you want to give your opponent, a metre, 2 metres, you've got to get hit up every time.
All right, Beastie, welcome to you for Red Zeds. Great to have you on board again, mates. And we've been kind today. 2 weeks in a row now.
Oh, no.
No saucy
not
stuff
opening
coming
with
your
smart. And X is back too, so I
Yeah.
thought it'd be in full flight today.
Yeah,
And Embers would be up to some dubious
He's a changed
conversation
man.
that I'd have to come in halfway through and get introduced to.
No, not speaking anything today. No sex life, anything like that. We're here for the footy, beast.
He is on target. Hey, for Bob Jones teammates, we've already heard from him, but let's go back down to the boundary. Joshy Garlip, welcome to you, buddy.
Thank you very much, Lockie. Guys, a lot of talk about the ground, how it would hold up this weekend. We'll tell you what, the groundscapes are pretty stoked with it today. 16 degrees, sunny, no rain today. They had the fans out. They even moved the curtain raiser, WAV, South Australia under 18s. They moved that to Joondalup to give this the best chance to recover. Half the ground got a fair bit of sun. Close to me, there's still a fair bit of mud. So on the side close to the broadcast area, expect a couple of guys slipping up probably a little bit as well. But it's held up pretty good considering there was 2 games of football over the weekend. The other thing to look out for, the emergencies. Connor West for the West Coast Eagles and Ben Long for St Kilda. So a little bit slippery on one side, but on the other side, fair bit of sun, lads.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. For Bob Jones teammates, they look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today. bobjane.com.au.
Imagine being an under 18 who was going to play on Optus Stadium. Don't worry, boys, we're going to send you to Joondalup.
I reckon, to be honest with you, there might be more people at Joondalup watching that game today than what's here at the moment. I'm not sure. We might get Leachy to tell us West Coast lowest home ground attendance this year, but now, looking around, I reckon West Coast, there's the 23,000 here, right?
You reckon? Nah, 1 in 2. Maybe not.
I don't think it's that bad.
30,000 here
Yeah,
already.
28. People tell me.
I reckon they're fudging the numbers. They're at 28.
Yeah, hey, Locke, just be careful spinning your head around like that. That pimple on your neck, I don't want to pop them.
Jeez whiz.
That's an absolute whopper.
Whack. Whack.
Look at the line of sight on
A little person, Lex.
Put your collar up, Lock.
All right, take it away. Tommy Atkinson, you're in charge now.
All right, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. This is the big Coles logo is being painted in the middle of Optus Stadium. The umpire bangs it in to start things off, and Williams wins the first hat to steal. Cully's already got a tackle. Marshall just gets it away. The smother kick comes, and it's going to bounce nicely for Cully. In the middle of the ground, gets it to Williams. His kick smothered to half forward. Here's Webster by hand. The Saints move out to half back, and Hill needs a big game, and that's an absolute shocker. He kicked that straight down the throat of the youngster in Brady Hoff.
Started half forward as well, Hill.
So Hoff has it on the wing position, just near the logo. He'll kick it inside, attacking 50. Pack forms, but man in front is Webster. Takes a really good mark. Just Mr. Reliable down in defence for the Saints. Feels like he's been around for a long time.
Luke Foley straight to Jack Sinclair lock.
There you go. So short pass is a good one. And Steele's taken the mark. What a superstar he is.
Yeah, that's a solid tag, isn't it, Tom? I'd move Brad Hill straight back there now. They need that run.
The kick along the line. Hearn's the man in front. He's taken a terrific mark. So good grab from Shannon Hearn. No score on the board. We've gone a minute in this first quarter. He's told to play on. Great shepherd from Shuey and just allows him to bomb one inside attacking 50 with one hand. Kennedy couldn't trap it. Good pressure. Williams comes off his boot and then just didn't lay the tackle on Wilkie enough. And the Saints will come away with the kicks down the line.
Came from Windhager. Goes to the wing. Barris made a good contest. Couldn't mark. Witherden by hand. Back to Barris. Now Hearn. That's a flower bagger. Bounces up towards Ryan. Got a toe boot. Cully off the ground. Just hacked it forward.
Oh,
but Sinclair
here.
has got it.
Out.
And they're out indeed, as X says. So wide on the far side is Burns. Has a bounce and swings it inboard. Goes towards Membry in good position. Took a mark. Higgins on the far side. Finally gets it. And the chip over the top to Butler, who's marked it almost 50 out. Hard up against the boundary line. Goes quickly. Just spears the ball. Turnover.
Oh.
And Duggan just sits in front of King and takes the mark for the Eagles deep in defence.
That was a turnover, but signs by Tom Barrass. He didn't even go with King. He was just lucky that was a shank kick and Duggan could help out.
So Duggan with the long kick out of his defensive 50 in the direction of Waterman. Had it fisted away. Ball tight to the boundary. Kelly couldn't keep it in. Ball rolls over. 60 around from St Kilda's goal. We haven't scored. We've gone 2 minutes in this first term for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water.
Interesting to see how this ground does hold up. Soccer game Friday night, soccer game last night, and a lot of rain in Perth the last 48 hours.
Ball thrown back into play. Kelly busy early on, although he couldn't get the hand pass away on this occasion. Umpire says, give it to me.
It looks like if they get any rain at all, the mud's just going to come straight to the surface.
Yeah, they were lucky though. I think we were all right. It's a beautiful day out there at the moment.
Well, Kelly grabbed hold of it, then lost possession. The loose hand pass ends up in the hands of Liam Ryan. He's a long way up the ground. He's kicked though to the middle of the ground. It will be cut off. So poor disposal. Sharman's taken the mark. He'll go short again. This is Sinclair with the mullet as he bombs it inside attacking 50. Plenty of West Coast Eagles, and there's going to be a free kick behind play against King. And Tommy Barris will take the free 20 out from his defensive goal. No score on the board. 3 minutes gone. It's for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
And Tommy, that tag's already been dropped essentially. Sinclair, he must have an odour.
So the kick's been turned over here. Witherden tried to find Shuey, and Brad Hill just came in front, took a nice mark. He's about 60 out. Of course, knows this ground really well. Goes short, not 15 caught to play on. Has to go back to Brad Hill. Gets it by hand. Now kicks it high. Where's King? Barris is on him and all by himself. Big Harry just goes up and takes the mark here for West Coast, then goes short and finds Ryan at half back for the West Coast Eagles.
I like that from Harry Edwards. Confidence to be able to go up and take the intercept mark. Some young kids might want to spoil that footy.
Goes short to Witherden with a 45 kick, barely the 15. Now across the fat side all the way to open space to Duggan on his left. Going to go long and try and pick out Hoff here. Ball doesn't get there. Coming across, Burns just slaps it across the line, far side wing. Downstairs, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Early casualty for St Kilda. Jack Billings back to the rooms with a back injury. I'll keep you updated.
For the Bob Jane T-Marts, look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au.
Duggan's just got to take the most obvious there. Had Darling hit up, went for the longer option. Just take what the opposition give you.
Here's Ross with the hand pass, tight to the boundary. It went over the top, or his teammate slipped over. Marshall on hands and knees does really well. Feeds it back, and then it'll come back into the hands of Ross. He just snaps it round the corner. And the fist from Duggan's a good one out towards the boundary. 70 around now from St Kilda's goal. Make sure you pop into Macca's. This sounds pretty good, Tommy. Warm up with a cream brulee pie or an apple pie. I like the apple pies, to be honest.
I'm a crema man.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay, $1.50 at Macca's.
Just got to wait for
$1.50.
Wait for them to cool down, though.
Get 3 of them.
$1.50 bargain. And as it comes out the back, Sinclair will gather it and kick it high to the top of the 50. King's in front position. Barris really didn't get hands to it. He just fumbled the mark. Here's Jones with a little bit of speed. Gave it off by hand to Witherden. He kicks it out to the open side here, the broadcast side. Hunter Clark will get there first for the Saints. Tries to be a little too fancy. His kick will put his team under pressure in Wood. The hand pass comes back towards Clark, who just kicks it inside 50. And well read again. Harry Edwards in front of Barris takes another mark. A little bit of a confidence booster. ×2 for Big Haz. 5 minutes gone. And we have not had a score.
What have you made of Harry Edwards this season, boys?
Indifferent. He's developing and learning. He's been absolutely slaughtered at times, but he started this game as good as we've seen him start any game.
And he just turned it over to Ross, back into the side, to the middle of the ground. Overlap run here comes from Sinclair, had plenty of the footy, and then drills it long. Here's Membry. Edwards at the back, gets a spoil. Jones is there to help out, roves it nicely to Duggan, in space, turnover. It's going to go through the hands, though, back there of Battle. And pretty lucky across the line here, Jack Darling, half forward here for the Saints.
Duggan being a bit cute, isn't he?
Just trying to kick him too hard, too.
Early inside 50, 6-3 in favour of the Saints. They're also a +12 in disposal at the moment on the Red Z Lending stats.
Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. Good on you, Beastie. As we've thrown the ball, it's staying on that side of the ground a fair bit at the moment. The kick will come forward. No, it won't. Windhagen trying to get rid of it. Just slaps it on the boot in the end. Redden there hand passes to a teammate under pressure who was thrown to the turf rather aggressively. No free kick, said the umpire. And Andrew Gaff will get up. Well, he will get up finally because he was pushed over again as he tried to get up. We're tied to the boundary, 70 around from St Kilda's goal. The tap through the hands of several players. Quick kick away is a high one to the middle of the ground. Foley's there. Was he held without it? No. The hand pass from Hill, not so good because it was trapped by Kennedy to Gaff by hands. Now to Cripps, just steps aside and then kicks inside attacking 50. Pack will form and in front. Well, Waterman was from behind. The mark was taken rather nicely by Wood, deep in his defensive half. In fact, it's Patton who's taken the mark, and he'll chip it out wides.
And the Saints going short to Sinclair. Now some overlap run comes to the middle of the ground. They come inboard here to Crouch. Wants his forward to come at him, but King just zones back, and Barris is in front. King over the top. Couldn't get on the second grab. Tackled by Witherden. Gets out the back, though. Here's Butler. Little squaring ball. Gresham couldn't mark it. Taken by Duggan. Gresham just threw him off the footy without it. Umpire says it's fine. Play on. They're running around on the left hand for goal. Snaps it around, and I reckon Butler's got it. So found some space. Dan Butler threw it on the left. Gets the first of the afternoon. St Kilda 1 straight 6. West Coast yet to score. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
Well, you felt this was coming. At the moment, Saints just getting the game played in their forward half. And that particular time, again, Duggan probably just a little bit too cute with it. Just had to be stronger in the contest. He's given up a couple of kicks. And that one, the ball spills free. Good pressure from the Saints. And Butler, he's been a really consistent player. He's a goal kicker, showed good strength, and whether it's right foot, left foot, that particular time on the left, good start by Saints.
Interesting midfield here, X, for the West Coast Eagles. You got Gaff, you got Cully, you got O'Neill and Bailey Williams.
Marshall, Crouch, Steele, and I can't see the other one, but
Windhager's
in there.
Interesting to see if Windhager's actually gone in with Gaff. So I'll watch that closely once the ball leaves the area.
Let's go to Joshy on the boundary. Bob Jane teammates.
Liam Ryan's getting some attention on lower leg. He's actually behind the barrier, but he's been on the bench for a bit now, so that's one to watch as well.
Kelly at centre half forward at the moment, or at half forward as the fist goes St Kilda's way. Marshall again on hands and knees. His hand pass, though, cut off by O'Neill. Finally comes out towards Steele. Gives it off to Crouch. Some experience there for the Saints. Kicks out towards the boundary line. Remember, he takes it by hand. Little 1-2 with Hill. Now back to Crouch, and he'll get a couple of possessions in a row. So not bad play. Lienert finally gets it back to Crouch, who just slaps one inside attacking 50. Higgins attacked it. He couldn't receive it. Then he was caught. Brilliant tackle in the end by Kelly. No, pushing it back.
That's a wrong call, that one. That
was a ripping tackle.
Harvey Norman replay right now. That's holding the ball every day of the week.
So Higgins is the man that got the freeze from 50 out. He kicks towards the goal. Williams just gets there and taps it over the boundary line. We'll have another look on the Harvey Norman because that was
it is.
That was a ball burster of a tackle.
Oh, No, he had prior opportunity. He was tackled. It's holding the ball.
Okay.
Great deals on cooking appliances on now at Harvey Norman. Shop the world's best cooking brands in-store or online.
Boundary throw in. Williams just taps it back towards the line. I can sense that you might not agree, X, with the...
Oh, look, he's got mud in the middle of his chest. So he was squashed. It clearly could have been holding the ball, but I think maybe he landed on his back after he dropped it.
So a repeat boundary throw in. Williams goes up against, and it's Membry down there. He picks it up, rows his own footy and snaps another one. The big Tim Membry rucking just gathered it nicely, and the Saints have two straight 12. West Coast yet to score, 11 gone first term.
Well, they've started well, the Saints, no doubt about that. They're just dominating disposal at the moment. Brad Hill, we spoke about him. He's gone to half forward, but he's really getting involved. And right now, with those inside 50 entries, we'll get them off beast at the moment. But when you get the game played in your forward half like you are, then suddenly opportunities open up. Butler, very clever early up, and now Tim Membry, his turn.
Yeah, exactly right, Embers. They're a plus 46 now in disposal and 8-4 on the entries and the inside 50s in favour to the Saints on the red zone learning stats.
He rucked that too, so he rucked it, brought it to ground, then picked it up and snapped it. Great goal, Tim Membry.
12 plays nothing here at Optus Stadium. Might head to Joshy very, very soon to get an update on the boundary. Ben Longright might be just warming up. Here's Josh Rotham in the ruck up against Marshall. Good luck to him. And some good tackles being laid. Marshall over the top of the footy one more time. Leonard is the man at the bottom of the pack, and somehow, out of the hands of Kelly, was stolen by the Saints. The kick inside attacking 50 was an absolute beauty, and Higgins has taken the mark again. So the Saints can have another crack at goal from about 50 metres out with it, and shaking his head. That came in far too easy.
Been a little inaccurate,
yeah, couple
Higgins,
games.
but he's one of those guys, you get one early, he could kick 4 or 5 today.
So from 48, sends it on its way. It's a big kick. He is celebrating, and it's, well, went through for a minor score, hitting the post. So Higgins was up and about. He was running to celebrate with the fans. Didn't come off. 2-1-13, plays no score, 12 gone.
So Shannon Hearn just plays on, and I reckon he's probably leading their best and fairest this year. The veteran goes into the pocket, and Bazzo has it. So Rhett Bazzo's been one of the young finds for West Coast this season. Kicks to the wing. Free kick's going to go the Saints' way.
Marshall's way.
It's a high.
Back with the flight. Just got collected high.
To Marshall on the far side wing. Should have a big game this afternoon.
I imagine facing Josh Rotham in the ruck. He's a third defender.
The Marshall kicks towards King. The ball came in the side from Barris, and it runs across the line, 50 out from goal.
Simo rings you on Thursday night. Josh, mate, you're back in the side. You've worked your way back in down at the waffle level. We're going to ruck you against Marshall. Bring a shin guard if you've got one. Yeah, no, I've got one of them at home. We've rucked before.
So there he is, the former mid-sized defender in the ruck, up against Marshall here. And he tries to come from behind, and Marshall just tapped it down. Taken though from the Eagles, from Bazzo to Jones, who just ran into Bazzo and then kicked out wide nicely and found Liam Ryan on the far side wing, who gets it and goes. Comes inboard to Josh Kennedy. Almost 50. Nothing given though by the umpire.
Couple of early ones. Tim Kelly, 0 disposals. Luke Shuey, 0 disposals.
So Tim Kelly and Gaffer switching at half forward in the middle of the ground, and now Redden has it. Comes out wide here to Edwards, who comes across the ground and finds Witherden by foot, who goes short, and he's got Hoff. He's 60 out from home. So Hoff just takes his time. He's got the ruckman Rotham in the pocket, ignores that, kicks longer. Waterman from the side, goes up strongly. A nice mark. Is marked at 15 out, straight in front.
He's had a bit better second half of the year, hasn't he, Waterman? He was in and out a little bit, but he plays that half-forward role. He gets up the ground. He's got good work rate. At times he spent a little bit of time on the wing, but his last 4 or 5 games, I think he's got himself another contract.
Because he's played 4 or 5 straight games instead of being in and out of the team all the time, getting some confidence.
And he's played forward, not on the wing.
Yeah.
And he's become a goal kicker too.
Give him a Brownlow medal.
Needs a haircut.
So Jake Waterman should kick West Coast first here, right in front. Normally a really good kick, and bangs that one home. West Coast get their first. They trail by 7 points. 15 gone in the first term. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. And Vasiba Super making hard work pay off. Here's X and Embers.
Kicked 3 last week. Waterman 2 the week before that. You're right, though. He is a forward. He's a third forward. And unfortunately, with the injuries and stuff, he's been moved around and has stalled his career a bit. And we've spoken about it over here a few times. Does he survive the West Coast Eagles culling at the end of the year? I think he does. Contracted, he'll go again, you'd think. But that's his role. On the Harvey Norman, really strong mark. He's running with a dirty moustache too. That's dirty.
And the haircut too.
Retro round, maybe. Is it retro round? Yeah.
To the Eagles
next week.
Next week, yeah.
Oh, so no retro round jump off.
He's just trying to get a head start. It may not draw him very well.
Anyway, bounce to the footy in the middle. Choice Hotels around the ground, 7 points. Collingwood's lead over the Bombers. We're into the third term and we're charging forward for the Saints as well. Crouch has it 45 out. His kick was smothered, hovering over the top of Gresham. He goes by hand and the Saints can charge inside forward. It's 1-on-1 here. Hoff's the man in front. Goes through the hands of several players. Edwards there to give it off to Shuey. He goes short to Rotham and takes the mark. Right half back, playing in the ruck as we mentioned. Did a few weeks in the waffle playing in the ruck, but it's not like playing AFL against a player like Marshall. Big contest along the line as the kick went. Wood will receive it and was tackled really hard by O'Neill. Thrown over the turf, will throw it back in.
Rotham has to play that Silvani type of role, right? Get the ball around the ground.
Yeah, but he's small. Yeah.
194.
Yeah, no, he's not a ruckman. It's not his role. Get your match payment and go home happy, I think.
He's going to get in front position there, but missed it, X-Man. Here's Hill who gather it. The hand pass by Winhagen. Received it from Winhager. He wants a little 1-2, but Hill goes to Wood now to come back to Winhager, and he fumbled it. He was under pressure. Wood goes to try and help him out. It's about 70 out from St Kilda's goal. In the end, the Eagles with the numbers through Duggan. And then the quick kick away by Gaff will go towards the wing. Sinclair's there to mop things up for the Saints, and he'll go through the middle of the ground.
To steal. Now the overlap run from Hill. Short, spearing ball, Membry. In the middle of the ground.
Found a lot of footy at half forward coming up.
Embry kicks into the sun towards King, but Barris gets a nice fist with the right hand. Jones at the back of the pack takes it, just keeps it in. But his hand pass so goes back towards King. Here's Higgins, his kick across the ground for St Kilda. Winhanger over the top, couldn't mark it up against Shuey. Players dive in, will throw it out. 35 out straight in front.
What has Brad Hill had, Beast?
Up to 9 now, X. So leading the way out of everyone on the field on the Reds Athletic stats.
So Rotham and Leanhart, two unconventional ruckmen, go at it. Ball falls down. No clean ball can be taken, but now it is from Hill. Just hand passed it off. Big kick goes towards goal, but Barris was strong then. Just played it all too well. Got rid of King, took a nice mark deep in defence for the Eagles.
And last one from me, Beast, just total disposal. St Kilda just dominated the football.
Yeah. Plus 38 still, X. They were about a plus 46 earlier when I spoke about it with Embers on the Reds Athletic stats, so still hovering around that mark.
Good on you, Beastie. The Eagles just chipping around at the moment in their half-back line. Gaff has it, received it from Redden. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, it's 2-1-13 St Kilda, 1 straight 6, the West Coast Eagles. The kick along the line marked by Waterman. He was under pressure. Clark told him to get back off the mark. Waterman will kick it sideways. They may come this broadcast side through Witherden or come through the middle of the ground. That's adventurous, but
great kick.
Terrific kick. That's what they need him for. To Redden, then a high one from O'Neill inside attacking 50. Oh, Kennedy was brought down trying to take the mark. Surely a free kick. And Kennedy will go back. He's a little sore, the old man. He's slow to get up, but he's a chance to kick a goal from 40.
The umpire 1.5 metres away didn't call that one.
Call it.
No, he didn't call it. His mate in the middle of the ground called that one. So the old fossil went down, took a bit of time to get up, looking on the Harvey Norman, straight over his shoulder. 2-eye free kick was clearly there.
So this would be a good response from West Coast. Slow to get going, but if you can nail this one, they're just within 1 point. I'd be happy with that. He nails this one.
Oh.
He's straight in front, X.
Back to the middle.
A little stutter from 45. Too easy, says JK. Another goal. Lost count of how many he's kicked throughout his career, to be honest. 2-1-13 plays 2 straight, 12. West Coast back in this game. That's on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard, 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. only available on Foxtel.
714, big fella.
No, he's been an absolute star. Big test for West Coast now through the midfield. This is going to be their issue today. They get beaten up through the midfield, they're not going to be able to win any supply. But we've seen so far 6 entries. When they find a way to go in there, they're looking quite dangerous. So that's it. We spoke about Shuey before, a little bit slow to get going. Needs to start finding some footy. Gaff as well.
Let's go to Joshy on the boundary. Bob Jane, T-Marts.
Guys, Jack Billings been off with a back injury since about the 2-minute mark, and it looks like Ben Log potentially is getting the call up to replace him. So Billings out, Long in. He's just high-fived the mate, and it looks like he's heading in.
So Foley's up to the wing now, and Gaff and Sinclair at half-back. So McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy as Williams just trying to follow up his own hit out, but Shuey gathered. Dangerous kick. Jets a bullet pass. Not sure it was meant for Jones, but it got there. And now Liam Ryan has it in the middle of the ground. Turns and goes quick. The kick, though, over the head of Duggan. Runs towards Gaff. Puts his body on the line. Picks it up. Did well. Mobbed by Crouch. The umpire says they'll throw it up.
So Simo's mixing it up a fair bit, isn't he?
Yeah, it's good to see. Look, Shuey's one that's been starting forward as well. He's in around the ball now, but he's been around the forward line.
So we throw it up and just tap down from Marshall. Cully gets it out of the clearance. And sliding in, taking a mark deep in attack here is your man X, Josh Rotham. Just lurked forward.
He's never played forward either.
As the second ruckman, obviously, you have to play inside forward 50th. That's what he's going to do today. He's going to rest Rotham in there. And you're right, he wouldn't have spent too much time forward, but quick kick out of a pack. What you want to do as a forward is be ready for that quick kick out. And he was in the right spot there, Rotham.
Never kicked a goal.
Oh, well, I'll get around him if he does.
Yeah. Played 43 games. Never kicked a goal, Josh Rotham. Kicked this from 49 metres, slide angle, leans back, it swings, and he's got his first. And they're coming, Embers. Buddy Tim Kelly's got a cork fly.
Tim Kelly didn't know. Tim Kelly was running back to the middle of the ground with it and ran past going, mate, we've got to go.
What do you mean? You played 44 games and kicked the goal.
I came third in a Brownlow my first year. So, 44 games, 0 goals.
Great selection.
3 straight 18 West Coast. Hit the front. The Saints 2-1-13, 22 goal on first term. Triple M Foxtel's scoreboard.
There's a nice finish they wanted. He kicked it from about 48. Straight off the boot, he knew it was going through. Finger up to the crowd. And they came. Adam Simpson, a small smile. I don't know what to make of that on the Harvey Norman. I don't know whether he was overly pleased that everyone ran. I don't know. But it looked a bit dissatisfied.
I feel like the assistant coach said, let's play Rotham in the ruck. And Simo said, it won't work.
Yeah. We're back in the middle, so it's the Eagles by 5. Good response after a good start from St Kilda. And Bailey Williams laying the tackle on Marshall. So another ball up in the centre circle.
Steady well now, haven't they, the West Coast Eagles? I reckon there might be a change too coming from St Kilda.
So lots of tackles being laid. There's going to be a free kick as it's going West Coast way. The Saints were off through Crouch, but Kelly's going to get it. He'll hand it off to the run of Hearn. He could kick it inside 50 if he wanted to. Decided to spread it out wide to left half forward to Ryan. Plays on quickly. He can go long or he can go short. He went short, bad option. Sinclair standing in the way. Took the mark. Rotham was demanding it at full forward. He said, I've kicked the goal already. Pick it to me. Darling was there as well. The short option wasn't the best, and Marshall's down behind play, might have just copped a whack, and he's going to go to Tim Kelly. Kelly's given him one.
I've seen it too, and 50 metres too.
So the Harvey Norman will be interesting just to see whether it was a bad
if you're going to
whack or not. It wasn't a punch or anything like that. He came at him and tried to bump him. Harvey Norman replay.
But obviously something went on before that as well, because Marshall got up feeling sore and ran straight at Kelly.
Well, that's why it was spotted, because Marshall had just been sat on his backside, so the umpires were looking.
So here's Ross, who has it. He'll slap it on the boot inside, attacking 50. You keep an eye on the Harvey Norm for us, X-Man, as Bazzo's taking the mark. He'll chip it out towards the pocket, and Ryan, who's playing everywhere at the moment, takes another grab. He's got Cully running for him. He'll chip it over the top to him. 5 points, West Coast lead, 24 gone in this first term.
And as Josh mentioned earlier, that sub is now official, so Billings is out. Long is on there for the Saints. Kick goes to half forward. Rotham got nice and high, but couldn't take the mark. So turnover, St Kilda back inside 50. King had to beat 2. Brought it to ground. The hand pass back to Barris. He's tackled strongly by that man in long. Just shovels out a hand pass. Ends up with O'Neill on the left. It's going to be play on. Ryan's been busy. Couldn't mark. Tapped it towards Kennedy. Webster does well for St Kilda. Turnover footy. They're going to come back again. So a kick inside 50. King's there again from the side. Gee, Barris. They both grabbed it.
Ball up.
He's called a ball up.
Yeah, 50-50.
The old basketball.
Jump ball.
So Barris and King both grabbed it at the same time. And the umpire says we'll throw it up 40 out for the Saints goal.
We will. As King does the ruck work on this occasion. Williams there trying to kick it off the ground. Had 2 goes at it. Finally connected, but it'll come back through Clark. He'll bomb it inside attacking 50. Witherden's there to save the day. By hand to Barris, who quickly slaps it on the boot, and it'll come back again. So some poor disposals at the moment. The chip over the top. Windhager will take the mark. And he's within range, you'd have to think. He's right on the 50. Cully stands at about 48 outs.
Yeah, option to run past here too if there's a halfback, a Sinclair or someone.
Oh, Membry was right on too.
Yeah. Could have just chipped it over the top there.
Lacking a bit of composure going inside 450 at the moment, the Saints.
Witherden and King have been going at it for the last 30 seconds.
They're on the ground.
It's a drawing.
Wrestling. In fact, it's Butler as that kick goes towards goal. So it was Butler and Witherden having a bit of a wrestle. As Windhagen pushed it to the right-hand side and missed. 2-2-14, plays 3 straight 18, 26 gone in this first term. That mark on the Harvey Norman, Tommy.
I reckon King had first hands on it.
Oh, they're out here. West Coast right out the back. It's second go.
Foley's got it in the middle of the ground. He kicks 2-on-1. He's our man with Josh Rotham. He's 50 from home. Calling it for deep is Jack. He's deep in the best position. Goes up. First grab. Can't take it. Robes it. Moving nicely is Tim Kelly. Tries to get a hand pass back towards Darling. He can't go, and it's just, I think, going to go across the line, or will throw it up, hard up against the line.
So, I'm no forward, but how about some body work,
yeah.
Jack? Yeah, the body, the position, and just didn't even use it.
And you're up against Hunter Clark.
Yeah,
not
just,
like you're
just
up
hold
against
the ground
the key defender.
Bang.
So Darling and Marshall. Ryan just tried to pick it up, but it was stolen by Steele to Webster to Crouch with a clearing ball, a high one outside 50. Membry over the back, can't mark, and taken here by Duggan. Right foot, snaps it back inside 50. He's being held here, Jack, the King. Free kick to Jack Darling, 15 out, 45-degree angle.
Well, they're starting to win some footy at the moment, the West Coast Eagles, through the midfield, and after conceding the first couple, they look to, if this goes through, 4 straight from the West Coast Eagles.
So Darling runs around, snaps, and he's butchered it. He's kicked that off the middle of the footy, 20 metres out. Should have kicked a drop punt.
It's a beautiful drop punt kick. What was he doing?
Yeah.
Just go kick a drop punt. You've done that all your career.
3-1-19 West Coast, Saints 2-2-14. Almost quarter time here. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
King's at King. Darling has had a 2 minutes to forget. I can't call him King now because there's actually a King play.
That's right. Maybe the King.
The King.
As opposed to King.
Yeah. The King has had 2 minutes to forget.
Anyway, so the kick along the line from the Saints will go into the hands. You'd think of Barris, although it was just slapped out of his hands as he tried to take the mark. King, not the King, was doing the defensive work on that occasion on the wing.
The Saints still a plus 27 in disposal, plus 8 now, 18-10 inside 50s in favour of St Kilda, and now trailing by 5 points on the Reds Atlantic stats.
And it's a 5-point margin, as you said, Beastie, as the Eagles will go forward again, out in the direction of Darling, and he kept it in play, just paddled it to his own advantage, then whacked it in the direction of Sinclair. Turnover, St Kilda to Steele. Quickly out of the defensive half by Patton to the wing. Siren sounds. Mark was taken by Crouch, but he was too far out. Good start by the Saints, and then West Coast, after the 15-minute mark, turned it on with 3 straight goals. They lead at the moment 3-1-19 to 2-2-14. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Foxtel, 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
Triple M rocks footy in 3.5 minutes. 1 minute. Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
'Triple-M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Eagles by 5 points here at Optus Stadium. They're 3-1-19. They lead the Saints 2-2-14 around the grounds for Choice Hotels. And it's the Bombers who have jumped out to a lead. They're 8 points. It's the margin, 61-53, and about a minute to go before three-quarter time. So maybe an upset there. The Bombers to possibly beat the Pies. We might go downstairs before we hear from the boys for Bob Jane T-Marts. Joshy, just a bit of an injury update in particular for the Saints.
That's right. St Kilda had lost Jack Billings very early in that one, but it's official. Ben Long is his replacement for the rest of the game, with Billings an injury to his lower back. He was holding it as he went to the bench. The other one for the West Coast Eagles was a bit of concern for Liam Ryan. He had a bit of a tension on his hip, but went out there about halfway through the first quarter. So Billings out, Long in, and Ryan looking all right as he heads out there again for the start of the second quarter.
Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au. Hey, boys, first time this season, I reckon, Simo throwing the old magnets around. Some interesting moves by him.
Yeah, a 5-point lead, obviously, you take that. But at this rate, the inside 50s lock at the end of the game will be 72-40 favourites in Kilda. So they've almost doubled them up, Saints inside 50. So as much as you'd love to go in with a lead, if you are St Kilda, Brett Ratton will say, hey, we're doing a lot of things right, we just haven't got it on the scoreboard yet. West Coast have dropped back in numbers to help out in defence, so we've seen King often 2v1. Marshall probably hasn't dominated as much as what we thought he could have in terms of hits to advantage and the connection with clean clearances. But West Coast are doing a few things right. They've got the lead, but I'll be surprised if they're in front at half-time if it keeps going at that rate.
So Sinclair, still no tag on him with Jamie Cripps, and Brad Hill's at half forward as opposed to Jermaine Jones. McDonald's and Ream Hot Border. Triple M rocks footy, and Williams gets higher for the Eagles, but he tapped it straight to Steele. Now Gresham just burst through the middle on the left, the far side. Redden's going to punch this away, and did. Made a nice contest with the Saints, though, through Crouch. He just fell over. He slips, and he turns it over to now Duggan on the left. Cripps just tries to get a bit of space on Sinclair, but Sinclair used his speed and punched it away. Half forward will throw it in.
Did very well there, Sinclair. He
Thanks, guys.
put a good spoil on after being out of position. Just overused it a little bit there through the midfield, slipping over, adjust to the conditions. It's nice and dry now, but we have had a lot of rain here, so just get the ball in the boot, keep going forward.
So Marshall gets a clearance, just slaps it on the boot, gains about 30 metres. Hearn runs onto it. Is tackled and goes across the line through Ben Long. The boundary throw-in. West Coast trailed by a couple of goals, then nailed the next 3 in a row, and probably should have been 4 up if Jack Darling missed an easy one towards the end of the first term. It's a boundary throw-in. Williams and Marshall. Cully just tries to burst his way through. Got a handball, went nowhere. Marshall's just tackled off the footy. Goes forward now for the Saints. He goes Kelly, he goes through, and Gresham grabs him, will throw it up. Far side wing, West Coast by 5 points, 90 seconds gone, second term.
Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream as the Saints will go inside attacking 50. Edwards was trying to get the free kick. King, though, with plenty of space, gathers the footy, kicks to an open goal line, and it'll bounce through. That was way too easy for St Kilda. He had metres around him to pick up the footy and snap it round the corner, and they've taken back the lead. St Kilda, they're 3-2-20. The Eagles 3-1-19.
Sling on the Harvey Norman replay. Adam Simpson just getting back into the box then from quarter time. Those lifts are slow here, but that ball came in. And it was just like he was literally in the park with his with a kid and just kicked it a little snap around the corner from 35. Everyone zoned off him. It was a good contest with it and brought it to ground. Shannon Hearn, too focused on his own opponent, ran past King, and King just kicked the goal.
So Barris has done really good on King so far in this game. He's been 1-on-1. He's beat him in the air. That particular time, Barris decides to go to the back of the contest. King goes to the front, ball goes to the front, and King kicks the goal.
And we've seen that a few times throughout the year, haven't we? Where Tom Brass tries to outread the forward.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off from the special comments. Free kick's going to go to West Coast here for a block in the ruck contest. We've got a Bailey Williams. As Jones running past, just ignores that. Give it to me. And just pumps one long inside 50 into the sun. Kennedy. Oh, he got up nice and high with a knee in the back of Sinclair. Couldn't take the mark. Sinclair grabbed it. His kick though was smothered. Kennedy goes in back. Nice and tough for the Eagles. Lays on top of the footy. Ball just bounces around. Kelly did well, 360, but he's tackled. It's going to be a free kick to Jack Sinclair, holding the ball against Tim Kelly.
Tim Kelly's the one disposal. He's been caught with it just about 4 times. It's bounced in the other direction, or he slipped, and on that occasion, Sinclair just wrapped him up.
So St Kilda to the far side towards King. Third man up did well for West Coast. Just made a defensive effort. Membry, though, gathers, turns. Got a man on here. Higgins by himself marks it. 30 out. He's going to play on almost.
That is play on.
So he shaped to handball at X, but didn't quite.
Forward of the mark too, and he went to play on like a smarty pants. Anyway, he'll kick this, snap, 30 out.
And Higgins runs around, snaps, bends it home. He's got a couple, and St Kilda, their lead goes out to 7 points. 4-2-26, West Coast 3-1-19, 4 gone second term, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So I reckon Windhager is going with Tim Kelly at the moment, and Tim Kelly, as you mentioned, only the one touch, tried to do a little bit too much in the back half. Good pressure from St Kilda, and then we just saw quick ball movement, transition football, one end to the other. Saints forwards were up. Remember, he's got himself involved. He turned around, and suddenly Higgins all by himself inside forward 50.
Tim Kelly, I reckon, he'll be looking forward to the end of the year. He's become a bit of an easy get for Tigers at the moment. No help. West Coast are battling, and they lock him down, and he's tries to do a little bit, and he's been nailed a couple of times today.
So he's pushed a half forward now. Windhagen had a chat with the half back, and they said, no, you stay in the midfield. And at the moment, as I said, Kelly at half forward.
So Williams out of the middle, kicks a high one right up to the sky and back, and running back with the fight of the footy. There's going to be a push out. Lennart was there to try and take the mark, but pushed out of the footy was Cripps. He'll get the free kick for West Coast and kick it inside, attacking 50. Kennedy, well placed. Just, I think Wilkie might have either slipped over or got pushed over. Couldn't make the contest, and Kennedy smart enough to grab hold of the footy, and he'll be kicking from about 20 metres out, maybe 25.
Just did his work early, didn't he? Josh Kennedy, really strong. Harvey Norman replay. We'll pick this up really quickly. Yeah, just ragdolled his opponent out the way. Too strong.
He's already kicked the one this afternoon. Josh Kennedy nearing the end of a magnificent career. From 25 outs, JK gets another. West Coast trim it back to just 1 point. They're 4-1-25. The Saints 4-2-26. Good game so far. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
Yeah, what's that?
Accessories.
Just watching there, not the Harvey Norman replay. Josh Kennedy, as he's done throughout his career, he just makes himself hard to play on. He kept moving, running around opponents, circle work, and then just moved the small defender Wilkie away, and with the soft turf, slipped over and away he went. Most goals kicked in WA, Josh Kennedy 422. skips well clear of Matt Pavlich. He's been a superstar over here.
29 on the season now, X. Goal number 704 in 270 games for the Eagles now for Kennedy on the Red Z Lending stats.
Thanks, Beastie. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. So Cully out of the middle's tackled, couldn't get a clearance away. Windhanger's in there, so Steele. Going to be a free kick, I think.
Yeah, Steele's free kick, didn't have the ball, and Cully dumped him, so it was clearly there. I think Cully thought he still had the football, but it had fallen out.
4 tackles already for Jai Cully. And Steele's just standing right up against the mark here. Wanted the handball, but now goes back a couple of metres and pumps it long. Inside 50, where's Big King? From the side, Barris just left his man and punched it and did well. Leanhart in the pocket, squares it up, back towards King. The spoil this time came from Duggan. A couple of players try and force their way through. The umpire says, I'll have it, I'll throw it up. 10 metres out from West Coast goal. They are trailed by 1 point, 7.5 gone second term.
So we'll throw it back up again. So many players around the footy at the moment. King will do the ruck work up against Williams. Williams front position. King might have just got the hands to it. To Gav, quick hand pass to Barris. Kicks out towards the boundary line. Fisted over the line. Jimmy Webster. And we'll throw it back in. 50 now around from St Kilda's goal.
Saints winning along the ball now. Crouch with 13 disposals, Steele with 12, Sinclair and Hill with 10 apiece. Highman for the Eagles is with it and with just 7. Hearn and Barras, 6 apiece for them. So all defenders up top for them on the Red Z Lending stats.
Against the movie star, the Beast, in all the big blockbusters. As Ryan's copped one high, so at left half back he'll take the free kick. He looks down the line now. He might just switch it back through the defensive half. It was a...
Not sure why. What's out the other side? There's nothing.
I'm not sure that was the right option.
They're now in the back pocket with one-on-one.
Yeah, so they're going back a good 50 metres. So Bazzo has it, as you said, X, in the left back pocket. And he'll just kick it along the line. He'll need some tall timber chasing after it. Rotham at least brought it the ground into the hands of Cripps. His high kick, Kelly has to make a contest of it. Does all right, then goes to lay the tackle. In the end, picked up by Wilkie. Kicks it further afield. Trying to keep it in play was Wood, but he was then pushed over. And on the wing, we'll throw it back into play. 4-2-26 plays 4-1-25. It's the Saints by 1. We've travelled now 9 minutes in this second term.
Pretty lacklustre second term. Choice Hotels around the ground. The Bombers, 14-point leaders over the Pies. 2 minutes gone on the fourth term. The Beast, you'll be happy about that.
There was never any doubt when they were 26-0 down in that first term. Tommy, I knew we had it in us. We're resilient.
Part of the game style, isn't it, Beast? Getting smacked early.
Yeah, false sense of security, X.
So we throw it up again on the far side wing. Cripps takes it, and Mason Wood lays a big tackle. The umpire says, I'll throw it up again. In that game, Ash Johnson has 3. And Peter Wright has 3. Brady Mychek with a couple.
Unfortunately, X, we kind of approach our season with the same game plan.
Yeah. Be down the bottom 4 till about round 18.
So clearance came from Gaff. Cripps grabs it, and he's tackled strongly by Mason Wood. Holding the ball. Free kick to the former Roo. Called to play on, has to go. 2-on-1. Ball gets over the back here. It's going to be a free kick, I think.
That's not a free kick.
It's going to go against
body work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rowan Marshall. And Bailey Williams rocking the orange boots. Big Bailey, 22 years old. Just kicks one. Oh, goes towards Rotham. He's having a big game over the top. Couldn't mark, but Jones with pace did well. His hand passed it straight to a St Kilda man. He tried to find the run and so often tries to do a fraction too much, Jermaine Jones, and came unstuck. The ball is kicked to the back to the wing. Cully did well. To Hearn, to West Coast, to Gaff. Back to Cully by hands to the far side. Put Redden under the pump. The Saints might get a turnover here. Wood gets a handball away. And back here is Hunter Clark, but he fell over. And Foley, Clark just grabs him by the foot. Advantage paid for the trip. Rotham inboard, nice pass. Kennedy's marked it for West Coast. 40 out, hard up against the line.
Cully did pretty well there, didn't he? He just kept on.
Oh, hang on, free kick.
Oh, that's silly.
Hang on. Well, it has to be 50 metres then. If they've given away, it has to be 50 metres though.
So Josh Rotham copped one to the midriff.
He started that, Rotham. He whacked the first one. And then he's been sat.
So hang on. If West Coast having a shot at goal, right, 55 out, and Josh Rotham gets a free kick for someone whacking him, that's 50 metres. Inside that kick.
Well, we saw it before off the ball, the free kick, and it was paid 50. Either way, Rotham should kick it and get a couple. Leans back and does. Doesn't matter. He's a goal kicking machine. Where's he been all year?
In the twos.
So Rotham's got a couple. West Coast get 2 in a row. And just get the lead back, 5-1-31. St Kilda 4-2-26. 12 gone in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
He's hanging around for a few high fives and then just got shoved in the back by his good mate Waterman saying, go on, mate, you're in the ruck now. So he's jogged back in. You can see here on the Harvey Norman replay. He's given Jimmy Webster one. And then he's
always the way the umpire sees.
So what's the free for?
Well, Webster gave him a little tummy. But But Rotham's was more aggressive.
Yeah, he got him high.
No, that was just...
That's weird.
Yeah. On the outrage, the umpires blame him.
Well, he had a career high with one goal, so he's very happy with them. Now he's got 2, so...
He's in the ruck again, couldn't get that tap away. Gresham over the top of the footy. Shuey is an angry man at the moment, laying tackles everywhere, but the Saints good enough to get out of a little bit of trouble. The kick into the middle of the ground was okay. Came off the boot of Patton to Ross. Hand pass further afield to Wood, to Crouch. Now they'll kick it goal. It's Gresham who's on the end of it, and he's hit the post. That was fast ball movement on the Saints from the middle of the grounds. They were very quick. 5-1-31 plays 4-3-27. 4-point lead for West Coast.
He should have kicked that in the end. It was a pretty easy shot, 40 out, rolling onto his right. But it was right, slingshot.
So Witherden just takes 20. Oh, big mark, jump over the top. A huge leap came out there from Sharman. Almost got catapulted into the air.
Wow, that could have been Mark of the Year. Harvey Norman replay. Oh, would have been Mark of the Year. He's dropped the car.
What is it, a box of Wheat Bix or something? When Nick that one, he got 100 boxes of Wheat Bix.
So Saints back into attack. In good position here at the back of the pack. His half did well. In fact, it was Bazzo for West Coast. The ball, though, gets loose. Hand pass out. Here's Butler. Open goal. Bang. Too easy. St Kilda get one back. And Butler's got his first. In fact, he's got a couple now for St Kilda. 5-3-33. West Coast 5-1-31. 13 gone. Second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Geez, hands in close. Really good there. Under pressure, just get it in. And... who was it that handball on Embry? Just really good in a tight situation, and then got it out in Higgins' hands, just as good. The forwards working for each other at the moment and kept it really simple in there, really clean. And as we know, Butler's a goal kicker, and he's got a couple to start this one.
He certainly does. So it's a bit of a roller coaster ride at the moment. Great hands to see Butler released. That's on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Great deals on cooking appliances on now at Harvey Norman. Shop the world's best cooking brands in store or online. We bounce it again in the middle. Rotham continues in the ruck. The tap Marshall through the hands though of Roth. Oh, O'Neill's caught in a bruising tackle. The Saints can go forward again. That was a ripper from Hill. Now the kick will go inside 50 and it's King on the end of it. Short pass was pretty good. Came off the boot of Sharman, and King will go back to try for his seconds of the afternoon.
I'm watching this matchup really closely between Barris and Max King. And again, every time Barris gets found out, he sort of just drops off, maybe waiting for that long kick, that intercept kick. But you know with Max King, if he gets half a metre, they're going to go to him every time.
So King will kick from 45, slightish angle. Hand's not impressed as he just lobs it towards goal. He's pushed it to the left-hand side. That was an ordinary kick in the end from a great player. 5-4-34, the St Kilda score. 5-1-31. West Coast 15 and a half now gone. Seabus Super is the X-Man and Embers. Seabus Super making hard work pay off.
So Witherden with a long kick and Barris. Strong mark. Of course, took so many marks last week. 20?
Now they've got that big dirty switch on if they want it. Now would be a good time to have a go at it, but Tommy Brass going to go long down the line.
Yeah, big thumping kick to half forward. Darling tried to make space. In from the side was Rotham. Here's Ryan on the left. It's a dainty little kick. It landed in the middle of 3 West Coast Eagles. And the only Saint there took it and was tackled. It was Patton, and the free kick's going to go here to Foley. So Luke Foley has been playing
I'd give Waterman a chance here. He's in the goal square, the deepest.
Foley goes to Rotham, still 75, 80 metres out. Rotham just pumps it in front of the top of the square. Saints in best position. Cully just got what's he done? Cully tried to do like a cork in the ocean. He's kicked the ball and Ryan's marked it. I have no idea what Jai Cully was doing.
Did anyone else see you kick it the wrong way?
He thought he was in the defensive half, I reckon, and halfway through he's gone, I'm actually in the forward half.
That's what happened. It looked like he was about to launch that 50 metres the other way, and then at the last minute, he's kicked it back over his head.
He saw the penalty box. He saw that and tried to do a Pele. It's pretty simple, boys. Come on.
Jeez. And he'll get a goal assist for that.
So Liam Ryan's the benefactor. Should just kick this. 30 out. Nails it. Been a bit quiet, Liam Ryan. Gets himself on the board this afternoon. And West Coast hit back after that Butler goal. And they go to 6-1-37. So really accurate for the Eagles. The Saints 5-4-34. Lead by 3 points. We've gone 18 minutes in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
6 goals from 14 entries for West Coast. It's not good enough by St Kilda defence and midfielders. They need to slow that down. On that occasion, there was a fair bit of luck at hand, but 6 goals, 14 entries.
Maybe he was trying to kick over his head.
I think he was, yeah.
Initially,
did you see the way his head followed? And he was trying to... I think he was trying to kick goal of the year.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what ended up, a bit of a shank, 15 metres lateral to Liam Ryan.
He knew what was happening here last night, boys. He was getting excited. He was going for it.
Inspired. Spent a lot of time in the middle of the ground, Jai Cully, so they're giving him plenty of opportunities. Here's Crouch will receive it. The tackle from Shuey was a bruising one. Comes out towards Kelly. He kicked it off the ground up towards half forward. Sinclair read it best for the Saints. The short pass surely not far enough. Goes towards Steele, has to run around a few Eagles, goes back by hand. And Sharman will kick it on his left to the wing position. Ryan had to stand and wait. It was stolen out of his hands by Higgins. And Shuey once again has barreled him over and he's hurt himself, Luke Shuey.
He has hurt himself. Is his shoulder
out?
The
shoulder or the elbow? I reckon one of the two.
Left elbow.
The kick in the direction of King. Good hands to Higgins. He's caught in a tackle by Jones. Dragged down 35 out. We'll ball it up. Keep your eye on Luke Shuey because he's in a lot of pain at the moment.
He sometimes looks like he goes down and be out for 2 years. Luke Shuey finds a way to get himself back up. Just might be a little stinger.
He's a tough man. 3 points is West Coast lead. They're inside their defensive half of the ground though. Got some work to do. Crouch's kick. Little slip over from Wood. Well done by Hoff. He gathered it. Sidestep and then a kick outside his D50 out towards the boundary line.
He's coming off though.
Carries it over. Shuey will come off the ground. It's sort of moving just a touch.
He has played with it taped up for a large portion of the year, so maybe it's a old injury.
Just the 3 disposals for Shuey on the red zone, then he stats too.
Go downstairs and check in with Josh shortly. As the tap comes down to Higgins, does well. Just sharks it from the ball up, kicks to half forward, but all by himself. The former skipper and Shannon Hearn comes wide. Here's Redden. He's been busy. Nice kick. Bit of a flower bag,
he should
really.
play another 5 years, JK.
Give him a 2 year
I want to circle back to Embers' comments about Shuey. What do you mean?
Luke Shuey, you go look. Luke Shuey's hard, he's tough. The amount of time Luke Shuey looks like he's going to be out for a year and 2 years and finds the way to get back. we used to remind him very much about that for his first 4 or 5 years at the football club.
You reckon he's got a bit of pro wrestler in him, Members?
He'd be right.
Sells it.
He's all right.
It's all right.
So Redden to half forward. Made it tough for Williams.
You've called the captain soft.
He said he's a good seller, ex in wrestling talk, all right?
And the Saints gear through aggression along the ground goes across the line. We'll throw it in, I think. In fact, it's gone off the boot of Hunter Clark, and it's going to be out of bounds, and the full Liam Duggan will take it. Downstairs, Bob Jane T-Mars to Josh.
Yeah, grimacing is Luke Shuey. Looks like he's potentially heading back out, but he's having a lot of conversations with medical staff, but now he's urging to go back out. I am in different
cork shoulder.
You're a champ, Embers. Just an expert. His torpedo is right along the line, and the mark was terrific by King, and he spins away, gives a hand pass to the run of Clark, came off his boots, will hand pass to Butler. Butler can chip it inside 50. The Saints should score a goal here. Mark taken in the right forward pockets, and the Saints will continue to move the ball. The snap around the corner is a beauty. Higgins' goals, couple to him. And the margin back to 3 in favour of St Kilda. They're 6-4-40. The Eagles 6-1-37. 21 now gone. That's on the Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job a little easier, X.
A big 2v1 win on the wing there by King, and then managed to somehow play on in front of him. But Harry Edwards was the one who pushed up. The 2v1 was done and won, and then he came up a bit blindly, causing that overlap. It is part of a game style and a game plan to squeeze up, but sometimes you've got to hedge your bets a little bit better than just blindly pushing up. And when he did, Clark took off, and then Higgins took off. Too easy. The young man's kicked his second. Could have had 4 already.
So, McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. And a free kick, I reckon, is going to go West Coast way, called by the non-controlling umpire. To Xavier O'Neill. He's got that new haircut. And he runs and plays on, kicks it inside 50. Gee, kicked it to the wrong side of his forward here. The spoil was nice. Williams, though, for the Eagles, sharked it. Turns it over. The clearing kick comes from Marshall. Goes towards Steele. Barris put his head over the footy. Here's O'Neill for West Coast. Hand pass back to Bazzo. Oh, he's turned it over. He tried to find Redden, and it's been taken by Gresham. 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Little banana kick off the right boot was nice.
Watch Butler go here.
And Membry's marked at 48 out.
And again, I don't want to pick on Harry Edwards, but he's got 2 players chasing the ball carrier. And you can see Membry running inside forward 50. He's by himself. He has to be the guy that catches him rather than making 3 guys at the ball carrier. Yeah. Easy kick over the top. And Membry marks by himself.
And of course, he's Edwards' man here, Tim Membry.
Membray in the membrane, whatever the song was.
I'll tell you what, can't wait for the clanger at half-time if you missed it pre-game. So Membry right on the 50. It's a big kick. It might be a touch left. He just hangs it out. Swift 1 behind. So the Saints are peppering the goal. 6-5-41. West Coast 6-1-37. 24 gone second term Beacon Trade scoreboard. And Embers. Look who's coming back on.
Oh, Luke Shuey. He's tough, Shuey. He's real tough.
Hearn kicks out of the defensive half. Big collision. Marshall tried to take the mark and landed on his opponent. And then the ground awkwardly as the Saints chip it away. This is Windhager who takes the mark.
I reckon at half-time, Members, you should name all the players that you think had a bit of mayo to their injuries.
Windhager's kick up towards half-forward. Man in front, Hearn takes a good grab. Does he sign a new deal, X?
No, because you've been big on him playing. I think if you're going to complete rebuild, unless he does some sort of coaching capacity, a little bit like a Luke Hodge.
He's Brisbane.
He's going to win the club best and fairest this year, and at the same time be asked to move on.
Yeah, but they also had a run of losing by 80 points or whatever it was. That's never happened in the game. Their record was worse than Fitzroy's there for a while. And they shut the club down.
The thing is, what you're doing with Shannon Hearn, you're asking him to move on purely because of his age, not on the way that he's actually playing.
No, of course. But if there's a... So Xavier O'Neill's got the footy now. If he needs to play half-back or Foley, is it? Sorry.
I get all that. And West Coast might move him on the end of the season, but he's certainly playing good footy right now.
Oh, absolutely. But I think conversations have happened too, that maybe if you're open to playing in the waffle, if you have to.
Here's Hoff, who gathered in the middle of the ground. His kick's a shocker, though. It'll be turned over. The Saints, through Windhager, will gather. Chip up towards half-forward. Wood takes the mark. Edging their way towards their forward 50. The short pass, not a bad option in the end. You go to the skipper and Steele.
So a kick from Hoff could hurt West Coast here as Steele pumps it long. It's a high one from the side. Coming in, doing well, was Redden back there for West Coast. Barris to Duggan. Now to Witherden. Kick was a bit too hot there for Hearn. Went over his head. Have to throw it in 40 out from the Saints' goal.
Bunga looked old there. He looked about 60 turning around up to that one. Witherden did him absolutely no favours.
In a sec, Beast, we'll get you to go through some of the West Coast midfield and struggling to find the footy on the Red Zeds. So boundary throw in, 40 out from St Kilda's goal. It's tapped down, just taken here by Edwards, tries to run his way through. Big tackles laid, and Ben Long's going to get the free kick to sub. Go back and try and extend the lead here for the Saints.
And I was watching him in the warm-up, and he was kicking him off one step, drop kicks, bananas, torps, and flushed absolutely every kick he had. sub coming in early to this game.
He's going to snap this from...
Gee, he had some tricks in the warm-up.
45.
It's a big snap, isn't it?
So Ben Long, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, bends it, goal. Spot on, X-Man. That's a fair kick. From 45 out off 3 steps, just kicks a big snap, and St Kilda 7-5-47 push their lead to 10 points. 26 gone second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That's a cracking snap. Anything over 40 metres when you try to snap the footy, the chances of you getting the belly of the ball and skying up in the air, he's obviously gone back. But as you said, Dex, in the warm-up, he was flushing everything. Probably didn't expect to be on as soon as he was, but he's up and about. He's confident, and now you just sort of feel that the game's starting to open up, and 10-point lead now to the Saints.
Yeah, Harry Edwards, Long's had 2 disposals but 6 tackles, so he's doing that small forward role. Harry Edwards, though, if in doubt, bomb it out. He tried to take him on, ran with it, and looking on the Harvey Norman replay, Adam Simpson, he's quite upset.
3.5 to go in this second term. Not far away from half-time. Williams tried to do it all on that occasion. Fell over at the crucial stage. Grisham gets it out towards Webster, and he goes short to Hill, can chip it over the top. As you said, it's really opening up. Winhager has taken it.
Marshall's worked hard forward.
He certainly has. The kick inside attacking 50 goes in his direction. He nearly took the mark. Ross on hands and knees, gets a hand pass away. Edwards tried to barge his way through. Butler with hands. Now Hill gives it off the memory. Courts in a good tackle by Rotham. Didn't know he was coming from behind, and Rotham will take the free kick. Could have got 50 as well, as Winhager ran straight over the mark, or through the mark. He chips it out towards the wing, and Kennedy's taken it. 10 points St Kilda's lead. 28 gone in this second term.
Might have been Big Jack with that run-down tackle, which is absolutely outstanding.
So Kennedy will go short again to Jones.
Just get out from under that bus lock.
Thanks, Embers. No one knows.
They look very similar.
Yep. So here's Duggan, who gave it to Jones. Jones kicks inside attacking 50. Tap away was good from Battle. He goes to grab it himself. That was strong work. Now by hand it ends up from Crouch to Hill, and then Hill at half back just waits to deliver the hand pass. Not so good. Now they'll continue to charge on the wing. Sinclair to Long, caught in a tackle. That one was Duggan, Embers, I think.
Oh, well done, Locke.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
He takes it on the wing. He'll chip it in the middle of the ground. Redden will get it.
So Redden just called to go, and does. Had Cully by hand and goes there now. Cully just steps through the middle of Optus Stadium, kicks Long, going back. Williams. JK just made a bit of space, and Williams just floated in. He's got a nice strong mark. He'll go back 35 out straight in front.
That's probably one of the best things I've seen Williams do.
Well, we've said in previous weeks we don't ever see him take a pack.
Yeah. Harvey Norman replay, sort of coming back with a fly to the football.
Strong.
JK coming at him. That's a really good grab, and that's what you want to see from these young, developing ruckmen, pushing forward, taking big marks like that. Has to go back and kick it now.
Williams straight in front, normally a nice kick. He nails that one. The Eagles needed it. They've got their 7th, and they trim the margin back to 4 points. And we've gone 29 minutes here in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We needed that West Coast, because you just felt like the momentum starting to swing in favour of the Saints. They've had plenty of inside 50 entries, but we've been saying it. Guys like Kelly and Shuey probably need to start getting their hands on the football, because when West Coast have gone inside forward 50 in this game, they've looked dangerous, and have certainly made the most of those entries as well. 7 goals won, they've kicked straight.
Yeah, it all started with a poor handball from Brad Hill. They had a string of players out. They could have run it. King was free, but hit the ground, and then it bumbled, and West Coast managed to get a turnover, and away they went.
So about a minute to go. That was a horrible bounce to the footy, so we'll get it back again.
There was soccer here last night, Locke.
True.
So Choice Hotels around the ground. Bombers by a point. 2.5 to go.
Oh, keep us updated. Tommy is a kick away from Steele in the direction of King. Gets it by hand to Ross. He kicks it high inside attacking 50. Edwards underneath it. Contest was pretty good from the Saints. Butler, great hands. Crouch from about 20 out. Will snap it through. Great response. St Kilda. Brad Crouch with another 6-pointer, and it's back to 10 points. 8-5-53, plays 7-1, 43, 31 now gone in this second term. A lot of lead changes, you'd have to say, Beastie, I reckon, throughout this match to half-time.
Yeah, definitely. But it seems like St Kilda are waiting for the Eagles to score before they kick it into gear again. Brad Crouch now with 18 disposals, goal for him. The mids versus mids, as Tommy mentioned before, St Kilda now a plus 53 in disposal in the midfield, so just smashing the Eagles. Obviously a big lead in disposals too now, up to 44 in front, so 196 to 151 total disposals for the half as well. And just some quiet numbers for the Eagles. Shuey with just 3, Kelly with just 2. The bright spot for them is Cully with 10, and that's about it in the mids on the Red Z betting stats.
Thanks, Beastie. So Essendon lead by a point, 2 minutes to go. And the Saints, though, stream out of the middle of the ground. The kick inside 50s in a good position over the top. Basso just spoiled it for West Coast. Hill puts his opponent in trouble. Higgins is lurking. So is Webster by hand. Ends up with Butler to Hill. He's 40 out. It's going to be a free kick. He paid off the footy, I reckon.
Yeah, free kick to Butler.
So just being held without the footy. And Dan Butler, free kick. Pretty tight angle.
Bit sore too.
Yeah.
Harvey Norman replay. He gets rid of the handball. Nothing in that at all.
So Butler, though, is going to kick for his third.
Yeah.
They lead by 10 points. 33 minutes gone in the second term.
Liam Duggan was the one who held on. Dan Butler and Liam Duggan, very good friends, coming through the juniors together.
All right, so Dan Butler just walks in, nice and deliberate, straight at the goal. Siren sounds. And what's the umpire doing here?
Got it.
So he's nailed the goal. The umpire's called full time just as the ball went through the air. But a beautiful kick from Dan Butler. He's got 3. And the Saints push their lead out to 16 points. 9-5, 59. West Coast 7-1, 43. And around the grounds for Choice Hotels, Essendon now lead by 2 points with 45 seconds to go. For McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M rocks footy in 3.5 minutes. 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 1 minute. Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
3M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Great finish to the quarter from St Kilda there, 9-5-59. They lead the West Coast Eagles 7-1-43 goals. The 27-minute mark, 32-minute mark and 33-minute mark really sealed the deal at halftime. The Saints on the march. X-Man?
Oh, they're the better side, Lock. 32 inside 50s to 17. It's a reflection. They only had 7 inside 50s that quarter. West Coast, so as predicted, I can see this is breaking open further and further, to be honest with you.
Could get ugly, you reckon?
When it's ugly, it could be 40, 50 points or something. St Kilda have just got the classier players. West Coast, when they get inside 50, they're scoring 7 goals from 17 entries. But I don't think this game's going to reach the heights of a game that was just played in Melbourne, to be honest with you.
No, absolutely. We'll talk about that game in just a few moments because an absolute beauty between Collingwood and Essendon. This is the halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, one battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. We'll talk about all the matchups. We'll talk about that Collingwood game in a moment, but we've got to get straight to the Amy Clanger, of course, because, it's something special. I think pre-game, who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does.
You'll probably get Membre today.
Who?
And he's a young kid. Edwards.
Who's he playing on?
Tim Membre. Is that what I said?
He said Membre.
Membre,
that's what his mates call him down there.
Yeah. Embers can call him whatever he wants.
I've seen the chant that the St Kilda guys sing in the crowd. It's a Membre song.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 Membre. That one? Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So
have you been drinking? No.
I think you were trying to do Cypress Hill Insane in the Brain.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yes. Yeah. How's that go, Tom?
Insane in the member.
Insane in the membrane. I was trying to go down that path. Close enough.
To be honest with you, we were all going to move on pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But Locke was the one that buried you.
Did Locke bury me?
Yeah, well, he was
well, you know what? He's buried me
why,
after I buried him in today. We're not working
that's
together
what,
at the moment, are
I
we?
sense the separation between
No,
you
but
two.
I said you say Membre, but you can do whatever you want, Embers.
Yeah, but we were all just sitting there, and you go, yes, you did say that.
He holds a grudge, though.
Yeah, I know. Later
I
on.
think you find that Jack Darling.
Well, you know,
mate, it's radio,
normally,
mate. No one knows. If I make a mistake, I make about 50 of them throughout the afternoon.
We've been giving Jack Darling a bit of a whack all day. He does something right and we miss it.
Well, Rotham's been playing so good, he deserved the tackle as
what?
well.
Rotham has been good. When was the last time he kicked 2 goals in a game?
Well, he's never kicked
Under
one.
nines? Yeah, exactly.
Under nines. SKG Radiology now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services. Couple of the matchups, Barris and King, pretty even. You'd have to say
it
at
has
this
been.
stage.
Well, I think Barris has done a really good job on him. The only time Barris has been found out is when he's just tried to drop off or think he can maybe get that long and take that intercept mark.
But you put Harry Edwards in that basket too. When he was playing his role, he was fine, and then he tried to do a bit of a creative read the play.
Probably had a bad 5 minutes.
He had a bad
Harry
5,
Edwards,
and that undid him.
He's been playing pretty well today, but bad 5 minutes cost his team 2 or 3 goals.
Absolutely. What about a couple of the upper matchups? I mean, they're getting smashed out of the midfield, aren't they, X? But they are trying a lot of different combinations, the West Coast Eagles.
As we said, Locke, I can see this opening up in St Kilda's favour. The numbers, you got Shuey with 3 disposals and Tim Kelly. There's a lot of money between them two for 5 disposals in a half. Shuey came off with his elbow and Tim Kelly's maybe getting a soft run with, but those guys need to be the leaders in there. They're 50 disposals short, 200 to 151. You look at Brad Crouch has had 18, Steele's had 15. So they're their direct opponents, essentially. Yeah. There's 33 disposals to 5.
Yeah. West Coast have just taken their opportunities when they've gone inside forward 50. They've got a forward line at the moment. They just want the ball to come in there, but as you can see, it's an inexperienced midfield group. Jai Cully's done a couple of good things. He's played a fair bit of time on ball because Tim Kelly's had to go to half forward. But you can't spend a bit of time.
You can't spend $2.5 million on Gaff, Shuey, and Kelly. And have 10 touches.
I mean, Shuey and Gaff obviously coming towards the end of their careers. Tim Kelly, we know that West Coast threw in the kitchen sink to come over. And at the time, I didn't think it was actually a bad decision. But
I thought it was a good decision. I thought
they were in a window. And they probably wanted to get him the year before. They couldn't. They got him. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. So West Coast now certainly on a rebuild.
But do you give him an out now by putting him at half forward? Or do you say, mate, you're a midfielder, play in midfield. I don't care if someone's softly going to you at stoppages. Go get the footy, go get it 10 times this quarter, 10 times the next quarter.
Tim Kelly, I think he's actually played pretty good football since coming over. His first 3 years at Geelong were absolutely outstanding. But he was in a very, very good team. And
so I mean now though, you don't give him an out now. You say, mate, you're a midfielder. Because he's going to have to be a midfielder during the rebuild anyway.
He saw from last week. He hasn't recovered. He did everything he could to get himself out for this game. And obviously with a bit of a tight tag that he's copping at the moment, his work rate hasn't been good enough.
If you give him an out though, you don't put him at half forward. You put him at half back.
Yeah, maybe.
In the Elliot Yeo role.
Yeah.
Choice Hotels around the grounds need a break. Book direct and save with choicehotels.com. Earlier today, the Blues, they defeated the Giants by 36 points. And then a few moments ago, an absolute classic finish. 10 seconds to go. Collingwood down by 2 points.
Oh.
And here's what happened.
45 seconds to go.
Here we go. Pies are going to go length of the field. Darcy Moore takes the ball. He's got Bianco in space on the wing. Jamie Elliott's the only target inside 50. He's going to go that direction. Can he take the mark? He can! He takes the mark.
It'll be after the side.
There is exactly the same amount of time on the shot clock as there is on the game clock. A point won't be enough.
So he can't play on.
It has to be a goal.
He'll play. If he plays on, it'll be after the side.
Look at
What's his history?
What's his
history,
Look at Bearsy.
65% converter.
He's going to kick this. He's going to cross the junction of the boundary line and the 50
slightly out to his right.
The siren will go. The kick is on its way. You are kidding me. You are kidding me. The Pies have done it again. This is just getting ridiculous. This is not even funny anymore. And they are going absolutely bonkers at the MCG.
Oh, what a call.
How good.
So,
what a call.
Come on.
The email.
Explain the email. What happened?
Just that those in special comments need to just take a back seat.
Play your role.
Let the caller call and then wait a couple of...
Oh, can I just say, though, that was a wonderful last 30 seconds. I feel for Harry Jones. So before that, Harry Jones did a really good tackle, holding the ball on Jeremy Howe, had a set shot with about just over a minute to go, 35 out, directly in front. To seal it, hits the post. Ball goes down in 30 seconds and Billy Elliott kicks an incredible goal.
Yeah, you're very invested
after the siren.
How do you know so much
excited about
this
game?
Because when our game went to half time, I looked at the last minute and a half,
but
and I wanted to see
I think
it was
2 minutes
fantastic.
in the quarter.
Just had Scotty Cummings in there against, he played Collingwood and Essendon.
Why were you watching?
He was on the winning team.
Yeah.
I like my footy.
It's quite amazing. Anyway, Collingwood won by 4, and it's St Kilda leading here, 9-5-59, 7-1-43 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, where half-time Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
4 minutes till Triple M rocks footy. Till Triple M rocks footy. Till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy. Seconds till Triple M rocks footy.
Footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
We're at Optus Stadium, and it's been an interesting first half. It's the Saints leading the way by 9, 5:59 over the West Coast Eagles, 7-1-43. This is halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools, one battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. The main man of our broadcast is the Beast. We love the Beast. In fact, I think everyone in the world loves the Beast. He's a movie star. He's a stats man. He does it all. He's a wrestler as well. Take it away, big fella.
And a very traumatised Bomber fan right
now.
Anyway, thanks, X. I appreciate that. Leading the way for West Coast was Hearn. 12 disposals for him, 247 metres gained. Redden 11 with one clearance. Cully ended up with 11 and 2 in that first half. And Brass finished with 10 disposals. Gaff Shuey and Kelly all very quiet, just 13 disposals between them. And the West Coast mids were a minus 55 in disposal for that half. Kennedy, Rotham, 2 goals apiece. And for the Saints, Crouch led the way, 18 disposals, 2 clearances, 240 metres gained, a goal for him. Still had the 15, Ross with 14. Windhager had 14, 2 clearances and 350 metres gained. Hill finished with 13. Butler 3 goals, Higgins with 2. The Saints are plus 50 in disposal, plus 19 contested possession, plus 41 in uncontested possession, a plus 14 in hitouts, a plus 7 in clearance, and a plus 15 in inside 50s. Signs are not good for the Eagles, as we can see by those stats, but the Saints should be further in front. So could that come to bite them in the second half? We will see on the Red Z lending stats in the second half.
Thanks, Tommy. Red Z lending loans to the self-employed. And of course, we're here for IGA Liquor at a drop to your shop this footy season at IGA Liquor. Like a 6-pack of beers to go with your footy snacks. Head to igaliquor.com.au to find your local store. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. And I'm sure both the boys in the back row will be swinging past IGA Liquor on the way through.
Yeah, don't mind a nice glass of red wine. Luke Shuey, 3 touches. Tim Kelly, 2 touches in the first half. Both of those guys starting in this centre bounce for West Coast will need a huge second half if there are any chance.
16 points the margin. They're out of the middle again. The Saints steal. Received it from Ross. Hand pass went back into the hands of Ross. Windhager under pressure as he got his hand pass away. Still in the centre circle. Kelly says, give it to me. I'll do something with it. He lobs one over to Shuey. The run of Jones. Storms through the wing. Kicks inside attacking 50. Wilkie out in front. Dragged down. And the free will go St Kilda's way. Battle will receive it. Vantage play on. He chips out towards the boundary line. So the Saints did well then.
Jermaine Jones had Josh Kennedy all by himself.
Yes, and he went in a 2-on-1 situation to Darling. Here's Barris who gathers it. He wobbles it to the top of the 50, bounces through several players. The Saints will get it once again. Lost to Webster, now to Hill. He's under pressure, lobs it back into the path of Redden, who gives it off to Shuey. He kicks over his shoulder inside attacking 50. Cripps went the tap to the advantage of Kelly. Kelly might have been taken high. Here's Webster with the experience hand pass. Deflected. Shuey dropped in high. No free kick as it comes out the back towards Duggan, who sends it inside attacking 50. Ryan gathers. Is there going to be a free kick? There is. Waterman's going to get it for head high. And he'll go back from 25 out.
Shuey put a really big bump on Jimmy Webster.
He's not in a good way too.
I reckon his shoulder though, so I think Luke Shuey's going to be okay.
It was right in front of the umpire. He would have been 3 metres away staring straight at it.
I'd love to have a look at Harvey Norman, but that could be an AC for Jimmy Webster. He's coming straight off the grounds right now.
So Waterman kicked West Coast's first goal. Webster is coming off. Joshy Gallup will be all over that for Bob Jane Teamarts as Waterman kicks for goal. He's pretty much straight in front and should nail it, and he's hit the post. So that's a disappointing one. Welcome to our audience for over in the east. It's St Kilda leading 9-5-59 to the West Coast Eagles 7-2-44. It was 5 points at quarter time in favour of West Coast. And then it was 16 in favour of St Kilda. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Couple of injuries. Josh, you'll tell us in just a moment. Here's Tommy Atkinson to call the action.
So Burns kicks to the far side wing for St Kilda. Duggan's there. Free kick. Holding the ball's going to go to the Saints, to Dan Butler.
Yeah, just trying to take the tackle on there, Harry Edwards.
Got a couple of goals. Dan Butler turns that one over though. It's Liam Ryan.
Been okay today, Liam Ryan.
Yeah, he was busy in the first term, X. Much better than what he's been the past couple of weeks. His kick was nice to Cripps. Going to get it back on the overlap, but had to just reach behind him, which slowed him down. Kicked it long towards Darling from the side, no bark. JK tried to pick it up, did on the second effort. His hand pass though went nowhere. Mason Wood did well for St Kilda. He goes back here to Battle. Now to Bradley Hill. The overlap run to Wood to Sinclair. Ends up back here with Wood. Just kicks a reverse torp to the wing. Edwards front.
Falcon.
Oh, no.
Geelong came from the side and crunched Harry Edwards hard.
That hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Good boy. Up he jumped. That would have hurt. Everything would have hurt there. The ball hit him in the face. And he got cleaned up.
Harvey Norman replay. A bit of a ricochet. Might get a message out to Foley saying, mate, running back with the fly of the football when you've got Jack Darling or Josh Kennedy coming at it might not be your best interest thing to do.
Free kick's going to go to Jamie Cripps, holding the ball against Hunter Clark. And Cripps to half forward. towards his old mate Jack. Nice spoil there from Battle. Got across and knocked it out. 55 out from West Coast goal. Will throw it in. They are trailed by 15 points. 4 gone in the third term.
Windhager's kept that roll on Kelly, and he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's found footy himself too. He's had 15 disposals. He's been outstanding for the Saints.
Ball thrown in deep in attacking 50 for West Coast. That kick around the corner from Steele might be deliberate. It is. So West Coast will get the free to load it up with it. And
that's not the right call. That went through 3 players.
Yeah, they could have marked it a couple of them.
The kick towards the goal square. Kennedy flew high, couldn't take it. Quick kick away from Clark up towards the wing through the hands of Witherden. Hand pass comes towards Long. He's the sub on the ground. He kicks it along the line, gathered by Barris. Good hand pass to Bazzo. He's under pressure. Took on the tackler, did really well to Redden. The still defensive side of the wing. Redden doesn't know where to go. He lobs one to Barris, who can stand and deliver through the middle of the ground.
Wow.
Dangerous. Cully took the mark. Can play on quickly. On the left he goes. The kick, though, not a good one. Marshall's there. And he takes it left half back. Joshy Garlip on the boundary. Give us an update on those injuries so far today.
Yeah, with the Melbourne audience joining us, welcome. But we've had some bad news to start the game for St Kilda. Ben Long coming in as the emergency activated very early with Jack Billings with a back injury. And just now, Jimmy Webster heading to the bench. But good news on that side. He's been checked by medical staff. It seems to be okay, despite a big knock to his shoulder by Luke Shuey. The other one for West Coast was originally Luke Shuey, the injury sort of doubt around his shoulder, but he delivered it back to Webster, and he's back out there for the Eagles.
Of course, Bob Jane being looked after, or
comprehensive.
Josh being looked after by Bob Jane. Bob Jane teammates look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today. bobjane.com.au as Jones for the Eagles gets away from the contest, kicks towards Darling. Couldn't mark. Cripps is there. He's tackled strongly. Going back there. Nice tackle by Patton. The ball just spills out and spills across the line. 75 out from West Coast goal, taken over there by Mason Wood. And throw it in. So West Coast trail by 15. They've been nice and accurate this afternoon. They're trailing in the inside 50s, and Marshall tapped it down nicely. Coming through as Windhager. Strong tackle by Redden.
Marshall's starting to roll, Beast. Just a couple of quick numbers on Marshall.
Yeah, I'll get these up to 10 now for the game. 28 kid-outs as well for him.
Even there, just the craft to get it over his back. He's starting to really control that ruck contest.
Free kick to Seb Ross. High tackle against Jai Cully. It's an 18 on the Red Zeds this afternoon. It's nice ball into the middle of the ground. Long, the sub is on. And he's got time and space to find Steele. It bounces and rolls towards him. He picks it up. Hand pass to Brad Hill. Over the top. Goes back, and then from 50. He spoils nice there from Shannon Hearn. Now the Eagles through Jones are away. And Kennedy through the middle of the ground. His kick bounces nicely for Darling. Hand pass to Ryan. Will it sit? Just gets through him. And Crouch did well for St Kilda. And they'll be okay here through Sinclair, who'll go across the ground and get the Saints out of trouble.
Saints lead it by 15 points. I'll chip it around their defensive 50. Just maintain possession now.
You see what they're trying to do, Saints. They want to maintain possession of the footy, but at times just getting the ball inside forward 50, they've lacked composure. They mucked it around and probably got away with one there.
Burns with a long kick along the line. King couldn't take the mark. Butler comes in to help him out. He's caught in a good tackle by Witherden, thrown to the turf on the wing, far side of the grounds.
And at times too, as West Coast just like that class to really link up, and they were out there and they just didn't have the class and polish to punish St Kilda.
Great spin move from Steele. Out of the congestion, kicks it up towards the top of his attacking 50. Memory's there. Harry Edwards on his tail. He gets the hand pass away. And it's there, but he couldn't trap it as it goes to his feet. Redden over the top of the footy as well. And we'll have a ball up tight to the boundary, sort of right half forward for St Kilda.
No, it was good by Harry Edwards. He was coming back with a flight. Remember, he certainly had to sit on him. Just got his body work done really early. Was able to get a good spoil on.
Saints by 15. 8 gone in this third quarter. And once again, a ball up and it's going nowhere. So we'll have another crack at it. Right half forward for St Kilda.
Dominating uncontested footy. What's the numbers now, Beastie?
For the game, Tommy? Or
yeah, for the game.
For the game now, they are plus 52 in the uncontested possession.
Yes, lots of ball on the outside. There are about 70 handballs up as well. So plenty of footy for St Kilda as Crouch lays a nice tackle on Shuey, far side wing. Umpire says they'll throw it up again.
Eagles have started well this term. They're 7-1 inside 50s now on the third.
And Luke Shuey's hurt himself again. I'm not sure if Embers is going to say he's faking it this time.
Embellishing. You never said
he'll be
faking.
fine.
You said embellishing.
Embellishing. You're right, Beastie. Not the right word.
You know,
lay off my mate Embers.
Wrestlers don't like the word fake, Tommy. We don't like that word.
He's thrown his body around today, though, Luke Shuey. His bump on Tim Webster before was a really good, fair hit.
So Williams goes to half forward. Sharman got up nice and high in front of Darling and just tapped it across the line. Simo doesn't look very happy on the Harvey Norman. We'll see now. Yeah. Shuey was tackled hard to the ground, slammed into the turf. He's back up. Of course, Harvey Norman replay. Great deals and cooking appliances on now at Harvey Norman. Shop the world's best cooking brands in store or online.
Top of the 50 for the West Coast Eagles. Good work from Cripps. Snaps it towards the goal square, but Kennedy was on the lead. The mark taken deep in defence. Wilkie for St Kilda. They hold a 15-point advantage, the Saints. They're 9-5 to the Eagles, 7-2. 10 gone in this third term. The kick in the direction of Membry. No one can take the mark. A little kick forward will just be to a bit of open space. It'll bounce and bounce. The umpire will be gone on the line here. It'll be called. So the West Coast Eagles will take the free. Short pass with it into Redden.
No movement on the open side except for Hoff, so he might be able to get and go here.
He did spread a little there, but King was good enough to just stand on the mark and slow him down. Hoff's kick's a real short one, but Duggan will receive it. Umpire said that was fine. Duggan's kicking just been a little off today, but that one was all right to Jones.
It's not dangerous, is it, though? They're looking up. St Kilda have all got position on their opponents.
Jones can kick a footy, though, and he can bomb it inside attacking 50. This man's been their best forward, Waterman. He just couldn't hold on to the mark as it went into the chest and rolled out. And over the top of the footy is Steele. He always is. So too Shuey. And a ball up 48 around from West Coast goal.
Should have done better there, Waterman. Used his body really well and then in the end just dropped a chest mark.
Umpire's going to throw it up again. It's going nowhere. Of course, Josh Rotham playing the backup ruck role this afternoon up against Marshall. Kicked a couple of goals.
Look how easy he's doing this, though. He's running his Darling now.
Yeah, so Marshall just not too decisive, but tapped it down to Crouch. He's tackled straight away by Jamie Cripps. We'll go here for a third time.
Going to make the most of these entries at the moment. 9-1 inside 50 entries for the West Coast Eagles to start this third quarter.
That's going to go against Jack Darling, trying to take it out of the ruck contest. Was tackled and holding the ball. Jack Steele with a free kick at half back. Yeah, goalless so far in the third term. We've gone 12 minutes. Still the Saints by 15 points.
It's fair to say for the Melbourne, the East Coasters that have joined the call, it hasn't quite hit the heights of the Collingwood Essendon game.
No.
Not quite.
So Shuey did well. Shoveled a hand pass out to fire O'Neill inside 50. Kennedy almost fell over. Still made the contest, but Steele did well for St Kilda to Gresham. Left foot, dangerous ball, but it's a nice one. King's mark. He's trying to do too much. King's marked it, tried to play on, fell over, turnover, and now Duggan has it on the wing for the Eagles.
What was he thinking, Kingy? Took a diving mark and tried to handball at the same stage. So now maybe a switch of play. Rotham receives it from Duggan. Now to Edwards. It's Harry. They had to go back, though, to do this, and they've slowed down. He'll go short to the lead of Cully, who's been okay in this game. Real good run in the midfield today. He chips it short to Shuey, who should have probably given it off as well. Rewarded him for the run, and Shuey decides to kick to the far side. It'll bounce nicely for Witherden. Has time to gather, then kick it to the top of his 50. Foley's one out. Tried to tap it to the advantage of Ryan, who did same to Kennedy. He runs into trouble, Big JK. A little unlucky. The Saints steal the ball out of his hands, but the kick will come back through Jones from 50. We'll kick it to the goal square. Darling's there. Darling goals. The Eagles respond back to 9 points now. Maybe something here, X-Man. Maybe, just maybe, we can fire up a touch.
Well, the inside 50 count, 12-1 this quarter.
Oh.
Eagles have dominated, and I love this. Intercept Mark Jones just played on. He said, I'm quicker and I'm a better kick. And if Darling didn't mark it was going to go through for a goal anyway, but the Harvey Norman showing Josh Kennedy, he got a handball late. No, that's fair. Then Sinclair just blasted it out. But the pressure's on, and this is a dominant quarter by West Coast. Just the inability to hit the scoreboard just yet, and Darling's got the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, the law of averages there, X, for them, because they had 17 inside 50s in that first half for 7 goals, obviously. Now 12 inside 50s, 1 goal, 1 here. So that's more reality check for the Eagles, but worrying signs for the Saints if they can't get going on the Red Zone Lending stats.
Red Zone Lending line for self-employed. I reckon that's a blood rule or a 666 or something.
This is not what Rotham wants.
I
because he knows if it's going to land.
don't know why they go and speak to the ruckman.
So Rotham's won the tap. It was taken by Cully. He's immediately tackled. Do you think they should just get rid of the warning for the 666?
Just throw it up. I know it's... Yeah.
So,
I saw one yesterday where the ball got called back in the Melbourne Bulldogs game for the ball being out of the bag before the umpire pointed. There's just too many of these little rules.
So the Eagles trail now by 9 points. Get the clearance though. The kick from Hoff to half forward towards Kennedy. Almost got a shove. Umpire says it's fine. Kelly's lurking, so's Cripps. His hand pass though didn't really go anywhere. Doing nice stuff there is Foley. Picks it up, can't get through. The turnover taken by Patton. His kick went nowhere. And another tackle's laid here by for the West Coast Eagles, but Butler gets it for St Kilda. Hand pass, a bit of run, ends up with Hill. Some overlap is nice. Now the kick's gone inside 50. It's going to bounce and not get there. And Bazzo's all by himself for West Coast. Picks it up, hand pass, comes to Hoff. Goes to Barris. Pressure's laid on him. Butler goes in for St Kilda in the middle of the ground. Barris down low, did well. Got it to Cully, tried to step. Beat one, did really well. And then Rotham's kicked to half forward. It's been called to play on. Foley's there for the Eagles. Has to put a tackle on. And Kennedy's there as well, just lurking. Not the best footy. The ball now springs free towards Duggan by hand to half forward to Hoff. He just swings his Cripps all by himself. Should mark it. In fact, leaves it for Jack. And the King comes through and marks at 15 out, 45-degree angle.
Just lacking so much composure at the moment. The Saints through the middle off the ground. They're just rushing the footy. And West Coast, to their credit, their pressure's really stepped up in this third quarter. They've been stronger around the contest. They've absolutely dominated the inside 50 entries, 15-1, and really need to keep making the most of this territory that they're just winning.
Just his 5th disposal for the game, and Jack's got 2. So West Coast with the only 2 goals of the third term, trimming that margin back to 3 points. The Saints 9-5-59, West Coast 9-2-56. We've gone 16 in the third term. Triple M IJ look at scoreboard. IJ Liquor with good food deserves a great drop.
Marshall 1 disposal, Gresham 1 disposal, Crouch 1 disposal. The ball winners from that first quarter are just gone missing. That's all it is. They're ball winners that were dominant in the first half have simply just disappeared, and 15-1 inside 50s, Embers. And now's the time for West Coast to stick the sword in them.
The Saints don't have a centre bounce clearance either, X. They're not winning the ball out of the middle. Steele's been the only one for them. 8 disposals this term. He's been trying hard. He's up to now their leading man as far as winning the ball. 23 for him on the Red Z Lending stats.
And he's gone forward.
Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. Crowd's getting really involved now. As the advantage will go St Kilda's way. Crouch's short kick will be okay. Steele takes the mark. Got the run. Windhager, he'll kick inside 50. Bazzo read it well, then tried to torpedo it out from his defensive half. It'll bounce awkwardly for a couple of Saints, although with the numbers, they should get out of trouble. This is Sharman, chips it out wide, and they'll continue to use the footy. Another short pass will land in the hands of Crouch. He's 70 out from goal, goes to the pockets. It's a worm burner as Barris did really well. King was the target. Barris double-fisted it over the boundary line. We'll throw it in 48 metres around.
And again, just another entry inside forward 50 at the moment. The Saints just cannot find a target, whether they're trying to blaze away and go long or whether they're trying to use that head up. Just no connection between mids and forwards right now.
3 points, St Kilda's lead. Here's Gaff under pressure, caught in a good tackle by Long, and once again the ball over the line. It's edged inside, attacking 50 now for the Saints. They're 9-5-59. Eagles 9-2-56, and of course Macca's, they've got the cream brulee pie and the apple pie for just $1.50.
So boundary throw in right on St Kilda's attacking 50. Membry up against Rotham. Gaff sharks it, goes back to Bazzo. He's been busy and reliable down back this afternoon. His kick's a long, high one. Jack just thumped it over his head as Jack Darling, Lienhart for St Kilda, goes and gets it, then comes across the ground. And the Saints have plenty of time just to soak up and find the best option. And Wilkie comes out wide to Burns on the near side wing. Still no one making any kind of run or space up forward. He's called to play on the left. It's a nice kick though. Did well. He's found Higgins. A couple of goals for Higgins. He's right at the interchange gate. Wheels and goes with a high ball just inside 50. Barris goes back. Couldn't mark. Taken by Cully. His hand pass with the advantage though of Ross. Used his body. Made some space. The kick goes inside 50. Bounces awkwardly though. Now it's Jack Darling back there.
Wowzers.
His kick went about 4 metres to Barris, who thumps it out of the fence over the top. Sinclair made a contest for the Saints. Now out the back, here's Wilkie on his left foot. A spearing pass was nice, and King's got it. Lopes inside 50. Oh, he shanked it off the side of the boot. Almost turned out okay. Membry was there. Edwards put the pressure on. Back to Membry from 20. Around the corner. I reckon he's got it. They're lucky there, the Saints. Max King absolutely shanked it. And Membry goes back and kicks the goal. He's got a couple. And St Kilda, their lead back out to 9 points. 10-5-65. West Coast 9-2-56. 21 gone in the third term. And for Cbus Super, making hard work pay off, here's Andrew and Xavier.
Important contest there. Look at the ice cream, wasn't it? It was Membry who had to just compete in the air because the kick from King, well, he was having a shot at goal and just completely butchered it. And then second effort, Higgins was really important too, just hard, front and square. And when it's been a quarter that West Coast have completely dominated, it's 2-1, and they really, West Coast should be in front right now.
Oh, they should have kicked 4 or 5 nearly even West Coast, the dominance they had early in this quarter, Embers, but you just feel the momentum moving last 2 or 3 minutes in Kilda's way.
Couple of goals for Membry as we bounce the footy in the middle again. Ross's tap was a good one to Marshall. He's caught in a tackle by Shuey, the little man doing it all. He's got a injured shoulder. He's prepared to put his body on the line for his team on that occasion. Have another ball up. Williams does the early work to shove Marshall out the way. Tapped it down towards Shuey. He skies one up towards half forward. Foley was just waiting for it. So too was Sharman underneath it. Gaff ran onto it, grabbed hold of the footy. He was grabbed hold of as well. And at right half forward will ball it up again. So 9 points is the margin. The Saints lead it. Tap down towards Gaff. Slow to get rid of it. And his kick was under pressure. It'll go into the hands of Sinclair though. Good defensive mark, running back with the flight of the footy for the Saints.
Had such a good year, hasn't he, Sinclair?
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a very short kick to Ross.
Well, one umpire said play on, the other one said mark.
I reckon.
Probably went 5 metres, I reckon.
Yeah.
As Ross just winds one up towards... Oh, that's a good mark to Williams coming from 3 or 4 deep.
It's the second one today too, and it's been impressive.
Harry Edwards not happy with him.
Harry Edwards got the hit point up. Harry Edwards is going to be sore tonight.
Yeah. So Williams has it, and it's 9 points. St Kilda's lead. He kicks to the top of the 50. Going a little early was Darling. And here's Burns, who tried to get the hand pass away. It was into a bit of space, but Ross says, leave it to me. I'll fix it up. His kick to the wing was punched by Bazzo away from King. In the end, though, with the numbers, St Kilda Steele tried to get it to Burns' advantage. He'll go around and gather it and then hand pass at midfield.
Back to Ross, now to Sinclair. On the left, it's a high ball. Make it hard for his forwards. Barris from the side was shoved. Go against Dan Butler.
He just knew straight away, Butler, that he was outsized in that contest and just took his eyes off the footy and ran underneath Barris.
Barris went backwards like directly backwards to Duggan.
At no point.
Went further.
Duggan.
He went further back, and the spoil came from St Kilda. Duggan went in hard to make amends. Just going to try and hold it up here, the Eagles. Gets shoved out the back there to Gresham. His hand pass to Steele. 60 from home. On the left, here's Edwards for the Eagles. Goes back, he's dropped it. And Butler picks it up. Runs around, snaps.
Nah, it's a free kick. Again, non-controlling umpires played that one.
One said play on, the other one said free kick again.
These umpires aren't on the same page at the moment.
The
chopping of the arms.
Yeah, chopping. The switching of West Coast. There's no point kicking it backwards 20 metres if you don't look onto the open side of the ground and realise that, yep, you've got a spare, let's do it. Because there are 3 or 4 times they go back 25 metres and then they put pressure on themselves and have to go back the same way.
So Barris almost kicked that before he even had any idea what was going on. Just straight back, straight to Duggan.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? You've got an umpire there that was 5 metres away from that contest, right?
Said play on.
And said play on straight away. And the bloke that was 60 metres away, apparently he's got better vision.
So the Saints by 9 points, 25 gone in the third term. Boundary throw in. Shuey puts some pressure on Steele. He's been busy. Hand pass back to Hunter Clark. His kick is going to be touched and goes out of bounds. Our beastie, Jack Steele, Red Z lending stats.
Yeah, 29 for the game, but 14 this term. So he's been super busy. 9 clearances as well. 6 inside 50s, 317 metres game. So big stat line for him on the Red Z lending stats, Tommy.
Ball back into play. Marshall did well. It was Steele trying to nearly steal it. In the end, Gaff gathered, kicks in the direction of Darling. 1-on-1, couldn't take the mark. Ball rolls inside attack. 50, nearly a big bump. Sinclair was tough. Was really good.
One wanted it, one didn't.
Clark spreads it out wide. Butler has taken the mark. No, fumbled it. Now maybe for West Coast. Duggan can kick inside 50. It was touched, though. He is having a Barry Crocker in terms of his kicking. They're about 48 metres out, and there'll be a ball up. Liam Duggan, usually a really good kick, but he's had a shocker today.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that. Who's closer to a divorce? These two umpires out here who keep wrecking each other, or Embers and Locke, who have been pitching all day?
No, Lockie and I are best mates.
Best buddies.
Yeah, that's
what's been the latest complaint. We've only had a couple, as Cripps will kick it high towards the boundary. Andrew Gaff just pushed his opponent Charman in the back, full on in the back. What's the argument recently?
These two looking at each other. I sense tension. I'm actually struggling to do my own job. How awkward it is over there.
I hope we're not looking at each other. That means Lockie's not watching footy.
They kick along the line. We go to Harry Edwards. He'll bomb one inside, attacking 50 again through the hands of Webster. Sinclair's mopping up nicely, and the chip pass is perfect. And the Saints at right half back through Steele will get out of trouble.
If you're making an All-Australian side, Jack Sinclair straight into the half-back line.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yep.
Having a super season. I think he's had 30 touches 8 times this season. And he's on track to do it again this afternoon.
Exactly. 19 so far, Tommy, coming off 36 last week. Career high 37.
He's tough, too. He's not a cheap half-back. Lateral kicks or whatever. He gets a couple of them, but he goes straight through the line of the ball when he needs to.
You saw that one-on-one contest before with him and Liam Ryan. He just went straight at the foot. He could have got lined up.
So Burns goes down the line for St Kilda. He's Redden working hard to shove his opponent out of the way, and then the umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up. And of course the Saints lead by 9 points, 28 gone. Triple M RJ Liquor scoreboard. RJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. And Shuey takes it out of the middle. His kick smothered almost. Foley. In fact, it was O'Neill. His kick went nowhere. Cripps puts the pressure on and Ryan comes through. Plays a nice tackle. And throw in again. Webster just saw it out. They're forward side of the wing.
The high man for the Eagles at the moment, Tom Barras, 17 disposals, coming off a career high 30.
Oh, Shuey just sucked him in. Shuey poke, knew the umpire was watching, copped the whack, went down. Nothing in it.
His bench should be telling him to get it inside forward 50 quickly.
Yeah, time's running out. You're right, Embers. Spot on as the kick goes inside, attacking 50. Kelly gathers it. Couldn't get the hand pass away. It'll be St Kilda with the lead going into three-quarter time. They're 10-5-65. The Eagles 9-2-56. That's the score here at Optus. And, of course, earlier today, it was Collingwood by just 4 with a kick about 10 seconds to go from Jamie Elliott's. A rip snorter from the boundary. Choice Hotels looking after the around the grounds. 28-minute quarter. We've got one more to go here in the West.
It's on, Lock.
It's on, is it? Bit of push and shove, X-Man.
Bit going on before we go. Otherwise,
let's have a
we're
look.
they're starting to warm up.
Just a bit frosty. Anyway, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
Triple M rocks footy in 3.5 minutes. Minutes. Two minutes. One minute. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
3 M Rocks Footy.
This quarter for Repco. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
Been a real arm wrestle here this afternoon at Optus Stadium. It was West Coast by 5 at quarter time. Then they trailed by 16 to St Kilda at halftime, and now it's a 9-point lead to the Saints as we get stuck into the final term. Certainly looking forward to it. Could be nice and tight. Probably not as exciting as the Pies and Bombers going.
Don't undersell it, Locke.
But I won't, because it's still 9 points, X-Man. SKG Radiology now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services. What have you seen so far?
Oh, it's been a bit mediocre, hasn't it, really? Yeah. Apart from Jack Steele in that quarter at 15 disposals, he was outstanding. But West Coast, at one stage, inside 50s that quarter were 15-1. They really just couldn't score the needed goals. Darling popped up for a couple, but they needed to really pile on when they had momentum because the last 10 minutes of that quarter, St Kilda just started to win the arm wrestle. Jack Steele, as we mentioned, just found the footy, and then he brought in players like Ross, and Sinclair did some tough stuff down back as well. But, West Coast need to get this crowd involved. They haven't really had much to cheer for all day. We've seen it plenty of times over the years. Well, if this crowd can get involved and, Josh Kennedy can pop up and kick a nice goal or something, I'm not throwing the victory out the window just yet, but it's certainly advantaged St Kilda because the work that they did in the third quarter there, West Coast, and not to heavily score, that was their opopportunity.
And the only really thing that's let them down is just that composure piece. The amount of times I've just butchered the footy going inside forward 50 or
it's a class,
just tried to kick it long, but they're certainly getting enough off it, no doubt about that. West Coast really had to make the most of those 15-1 inside 50 entries there to start that third quarter. But big quarter coming up. Jack Steele, as you mentioned, 15 touches in that third quarter, up to 30 now, has been outstanding.
So the Saints by 9 points, and free kick's going to go to West Coast way out of the middle. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. It's Williams, pumps it long and deep. The front of the pack, Darling, thumped away from him. St Kilda through Steele, hand pass to Sinclair, dropped it, picked it up. That was nice work from Jack Sinclair. And now Membry's got it on the far side wing.
They just don't go near Sinclair.
Yeah.
Just don't go near him at all, and he's damaging.
So Membry with the high hoofer of a kick to half forward. Barris got the spoil. Comes down now to the Saints. Here's Crouch. Just has to go backwards. Gave it to Ross. Set him up. Put him under pressure. And a big tackle's been laid on him. We'll throw it up.
And again, just mucking around with it a half forward. An opportunity to get it inside forward 50. Handball, sit and duck to a teammate, wrapped up straight away.
So Marshall, want it down, ends up with Crouch. His kick to half forward from behind. Edwards can't spoil. Another mark to Membry. He's 60 out this time, Tim Membry.
No one in the goal square of height.
And surely he can't kick it this far.
No, he's waiting and waiting.
So he sets it up. About 20 out. Couple of Eagles there from the side. Bazzo spoiled it. Roving, though, is Higgins. He can't quite pick it up. Lots of players there off the ground. Almost through, but a nice defensive effort there from Brady Hoff. Put some pressure on, and Gaff sees Gresham across the line. We'll throw it in. 10 metres around from St Kilda's
what
goal.
a save. Harvey Norman replay. Hoff. It was Higgins off the ground. Diving save. He's been watching soccer the last couple of nights here at Optus. Saved a certain goal.
The tap down into the hands of Duggan. He was caught by Crouch, so we're only about 20 metres out from St Kilda's goal. They lead at the moment by 9 points. Another quick throw up. Another massive pack as well. Gresham tried to hand pass over his head, probably not intentionally because he was caught in a tackle and lost possession. Duggan there as well. He's thrown to the ground, so another ball up coming our way. Been a wet couple of days here in the West. Conditions haven't been too bad though. As once again, we're not going anywhere. So still 20 metres out from St Kilda's goal. They're 10-5-65. The Eagles 9-2-56.
Got to be tough here, West Coast. They can't give away an easy one.
So Williams and Membry will hand pass over the top. Ends up with Long in the pocket. Is Mason Wood. Snaps and rolls it across the face. Bit too sharp there for Mason Wood.
Not sure how he got free. They've had about 6 or 7
that's
ball
the
ups.
issue. It sums up their season. You've got to be tougher for longer, as the coaches would say, but 1 stoppage, 2 stoppage, 3 stoppage. On the 4th one, they just virtually gave up, lost concentration, handball back, and were lucky St Kilda didn't jag a goal.
The margin's 10 points now to the Saints, and Barris takes a mark 50 out from home, comes across the ground to Witherden. He started the chain. Now he goes long. It's got to be a good kick here to get to Redden. Forced him to spoil over the top of Lienhard, and Ross came in, did well. In fact, it's Wilkie, and the ball's just taken across the line right near the interchange gates. St Kilda by 10 points, 3.5 gone, 4th term.
Some very quiet Eagles right now. Gaff with just 11 disposals for the game. Shuey with just 10, and Kelly with just 3 touches today. So
how many beats?
Wow.
3.
Yeah, he's gone to half forward now too, Kelly. So he's just his work rate hasn't been good. He's obviously a bit sore from last week's game with that cork that he copped.
Sub him out. Bring
Career low, wouldn't you think? Red Z lending loans for the self-employed as Duggan kicks along the line. Darling up against 2, just throwing his arms up, trying to push off players. And it rolls over the line.
He said
No
one
way Tim Kelly would have had 3 possessions in a game.
One touch in
unless
every
he's been
quarter.
injured. Wow.
But he has turned the toes up early, though, when the tag really tightened up. And he hasn't been able to get into the game.
So here's a man who is in the game still. Puts it off to Windhagen, then Linnett will gather it and just slap it on the boot towards the wing. And
what a
somehow took the mark. Barris left it at the last minute. He'll go short to Jones.
9 lock is what I've quickly added up. I think 9's the low for Tim Kelly.
Timmy Kelly, wow.
Well, Law of Averages says he's going to beat that today, X.
7. Leachy's come over the top and given me a 7. I need a round, and I need an opponent, I need a time on ground. Leachy's going to that to me.
Barris will kick inside, attacking 50. Pack forms, no one can take the mark. Now Webster will gather it, snaps it round the corner, up towards the wing. Barris needed to go harder. And the mark's been taken by Gresham. He was a little sore, might have just caught one to the shin as he took that mark. Gee, Tommy Barris could have just gone a little harder.
7 disposals, 39% game time. So he obviously got injured last game last year.
Okay. This one's 3 at the moment for Tim Kelly we're talking about as the ball's on the wing. Windhagen is caught in a tackle. Lean with it now, and he'll just bob it on the boot up towards the Barris direction again. King came from behind, but Tommy.
Barris is absolutely smashed Max King today. He has had the better of him.
He's had a good fortnight.
He has.
Coming up to disposal number 20 after a career high 30 and a career high in marks 18.
I'll be disappointed.
Joshy on the boundary for Bob Jane Teamart as Gaff kicks it forward. We'll come back to you, Joshy, as Cripps slips over. Sinclair there for St Kilda, gives it off by hand to Webster.
Webster to Ross, little 1-2. The pressure comes from Darling. The kick's not that good. It's going to favour Waterman here for the Eagles. He's 40 out, just swings around, goes back by hand. Hand pass though, got through Hoff. He just stuffed it up. It's taken though here by Redden. His hand pass is good to Waterman. 60 from home, spearing ball towards Darling. He put it to the wrong side of Jack Darling. Instead it goes down and rolls across the line. We'll throw it in downstairs to Josh Garler, Bob Jane Teamarts.
Jade Gresham just hit his knee, refused to kick it when given the opportunity. Straight to the bench, he's having his right knee tested.
So boundary throw in. It's the Saints by 10 points, 6.5 gone. West Coast need a couple of quick goals. So boundary throw in. Darling, here's Ryan, just bursts his way through. He's tackled.
Oh,
the umpire says had plenty of prior.
High in the back and he's pinned for holding the ball.
A bit unlucky there, Ryan. Love the way that he came through the contest at full speed. It was a set play.
Mason Wood takes the kick. We'll see on the Harvey Norman here.
And I'm not sure what he's meant to do.
Yeah.
As soon as he grabbed the ball anyway,
he was tackled.
Yeah. So he didn't have any prior.
No, that's the part of the game that does stink because Liam Ryan was the one making the play there. Yeah. Even if it wasn't in the back or high, just ball it up again. There's no need to give away pay a free kick there for some rule that, prior, there was nothing. It should have been another ball up.
Triple M Subar special comment. Subar Super making hard work pay off.
They've been poor today, the umpires. There you go.
Oh, there you go. There's a big headline from the X-Men.
No, hang on. No.
Take that back.
Tricking.
Here's Redden spinning out of a couple of tackles to Barris. Hand pass to Edwards under pressure. He has to go further back to Hearn. It's usually a pretty good Hearn's kick goes about 2 metres to Bazzo, and Bazzo runs over the boundary line. We'll throw it in about 60 rounds.
I will say Bazzo, who's played, is his 6th game, and when we've seen, he's never looked under the pressure. He's always been composed. He hasn't had standout games, but 6 games, I reckon they've found one.
He's been the highlight for me this year. I know, as you said, only the 6 games, but he's going to be around for a long time.
Here's Gaff. He'll kick it high towards the wing. Darling charging at it. Here's Kelly. Takes the mark on the chest.
Jack tried to jump at that from 10 metres back and just walked into his opponent.
So maybe a switch here to this broadcast side. Fans not happy. He went to Barris, then to Harry Edwards.
Look where they are.
Here's Witherden. Should take the mark. Tight to the boundary.
So they're further
back. Now short to Jones. Hearn says, get out of my space to Hoff. As Jones goes more infield to Bazzo. Got the run of Witherden. And he just Trixie's man on the mark and then kicks it just a little firm for Hoff, though, and it rolls over the line, as Waterman said. Should have given the hand pass, big man. But anyway,
loves the spray, Jake.
He does. So the ball's at left half forward for the West Coast Eagles. They're trailing at the moment by 10 points, 9 minutes gone.
Just seeing Jake Gresham getting his knees strapped up as well for the Saints.
Yeah, it just happened in front of us, didn't it? When he took that mark, he just looked like that he was just limping a little bit.
Jaron Geary heard an interview during the week, doing some coaching to the end of the season, see what he wants to do, sitting on the bench.
So Williams takes it out of the ruck. Marshall grabs him. It's a free kick. It's going to go to the Saints against Xavier O'Neill, taken by Brad Crouch. He wanted to go inboard to Sinclair, but just opted against it. Now he takes his time. Going to be forced to go long down the wing, right in front of the commentary box. Barris at the back with a big fist. It's going to go against Williams here, I reckon, for over the top high contact to Rowan Marshall.
Runs to the bench, makes Luke Shuey stand the mark there, later. Not my fault.
He almost tried a fancy kick, but said, not in my skill set. I'll just put it long down the line to King. Barris spoiled it. Taken by Windhager. The hand pass goes towards Long, but he fell over. Barris got it for the Eagles for Jones. He's tackled. His hand pass ends up with Rotham. Another strong tackle late on him. The umpire says, I'll take it, I'll throw it up. 30 out from the Saints' goal. 45-degree angle. They lead by 10 points. 10 gone final term.
Brad Crouch got going again in this fourth term. 7 disposals already for him on the Reds Athletic stats.
Ball thrown up. King kicks towards the goal square. Good pick up by Harry Edwards. Then on the left, it was a wobbler, but it might work out okay. It'll bounce. Cut off, though, by the Saints. Battle was there. Now the hand pass to Clark. He couldn't trap it. O'Neill for West Coast will gather. His kick just goes sideways. Charging at it, Shuey. Duggan there to receive it. Quick hands from Rotham. Gave it to Shuey. The high kick towards the wing will be cut off by Wilkie. Too many numbers behind the footy for the Saints on this occasion. On the wing, Wilkie has it.
Just trying to maintain possession of the footy here, the Saints. The runs really stopped, though.
Dangerous kick. Waterman brought it to ground, but a loose hand pass. West Coast should have been out there. It was sloppy stuff in the end. Hill trying to gather it. Gaff does well to Bazzo. Now something maybe for West Coast. Hoff will kick it high. It's 2 or maybe 3 against 1. Saints with the numbers. Waterman couldn't trap it. Slipping over Sinclair, but he was good enough to get away the hand pass now through the middle of the ground. They'll go. Marshall will sprint it out wide to Webster. Webster gathers on the wing. Gaff stands the mark, he plays on, kicks inside attacking, 50 Higgins, he dropped the mark in the end, did all the work, then it landed on the ground, his memory, outside 50, wheels around, kicks deep, King and Barris, King receives it, King goals, big goal for the Saints, 12 gone in the final term, St Kilda stretch out the margin, they're 11-6-72. The Eagles 9-2-56. That's on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Had an opportunity, didn't they, West Coast, in the middle of the ground. It wasn't a great switch kick from the Saints. They should have turned it over. They should have been away to the races. But in the end, just lacked a bit of composure. Weren't able to find the target, and one of the few times that King got the better of Barris. One-on-one contest inside forward 50. He was strong. Barris went to ground. King stayed on their feet, and generally speaking, the bloke that stays on their feet wins the contest.
Yeah, and it was Liam Duggan too, who we've mentioned a couple of times through the middle. The handball just went about 2.5 metres. Triple M's very own Liam Duggan, so I feel like we'll delete this audio before he hears it. It was shit house.
Play it to him during the week.
So the lead's back out to 16 points. West Coast need 3 goals now. Rotham in the middle just followed up his ruck work. And he's tackled strongly. We'll throw it up again.
44 goals for King over this game number 18 this season on the Reds Athletic stats. Moves him into 5th place on the Coleman.
So Marshall, nice tap to Crouch to half forward. But here's Witherden. Little kick off the side of the boot was nice. Little banana to Shuey. Through the middle of the ground he runs. Finds Waterman, who marks it. He's 60 from home. JK had space, ignored that. Instead goes deeper to a one-on-one. Tries to find Darling. He just shoved his opponent Battle out of the way. The ball near the boundary. Ryan tried to soccer it.
Kenners, Joshy Kennedy.
Take the obvious one. I'm with you.
Yeah, J.K. Waterman, he gives a few sprays, as you just mentioned. Well, J.K. doesn't usually, and he turned around and maybe suggested that should have been kicked to him, and it should have been.
So boundary throwing. It's Darling taken out of there. He's Cully at the bottom of the pack. He's trying to work for a free kick. Umpire's going to say, you haven't made a good enough intent, and that's holding the footy.
How do you not see Kennedy and not hit him up? I mean, the best ball forward you've had.
And it was a 20-metre, just a dink, and he had 5-10 metres on his opponent. Instead, it was a shank towards the boundary line to Darling, who is an okay day. Give it to Kenners every day of the week. Goodness me.
So St Kilda have it at half-back through Sharman to Membry. They lead by 16 points. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
You just can't see West Coast kicking the 3 goals, can you?
And kicked 9 for the game and only had 11 scoring shots for the game. Barris does well. Gathers the footy to Bazo. Puts Hoff now in under pressure. Made a bit of space. Got a bit of time. Duggan's got it. He's fallen over. He's going to get pinged here, I reckon. Umpire says no. We'll throw it up. St Kilda by 16. 15 gone. Fourth term. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for over 100 years.
Rotham gets the tap away on this occasion.
Beast Barras numbers, please, mate.
24x.
Jeez, you might get 30 back-to-back from full back. That'd be outstanding.
Yes,
leads the way for the Eagles.
Do the job on Max King and have that much disposal as well.
Pressure came from Shuey on Burns. He's kicked over the boundary line.
You know it's not a good day for the Eagles though when Duggan is second with 21 and Redden third with 19, Witherden fourth, 18.
Short pass Cully to Gaff, and then he kicks to the middle of the ground. Foley couldn't take the mark. Bazo's there to help out. He could go out wide if he wanted to. He went by hand to Duggan, and then Duggan bombs inside attacking 50. Waterman slipped over, and the mark taken deep in defence by Sharman. Joshy on the boundary, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Just an update from the Saints, Jade Gresham. He's on the bike, but he hasn't been on the ground for 10 minutes, so he might be iced for the game, but we'll keep you updated.
Good on you, Joshy. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au.
There's Leanhart. Reminds me a bit of Podsy Adley, Leanhart.
A bit of J-Pod.
A bit of J-Pod. Not sure if the haircut.
Done very well today. Went to Tim Kelly early, done the job and found plenty of the football himself, up to 21 disposals now.
So the kick's going to half forward. Marked here by Butler, who swings and goes and rolls. And back there, is that Jack Darling?
Yeah, it's when he's playing that second ruck roll. He's getting behind the footy. He's done it a couple of times now.
He's marked it deep in defence and comes out wide here to Redden at half back for the Eagles. Switch back on to the middle of the ground to Liam Duggan. This is a much better disposal. The Triple M zone to Rotham. And that's a good pass inboard. Here's Brady Hoff in the middle of the ground. He's got Gaff on, ignores that. Duggan in the middle, just takes his time and just disposal. Normally kicks it high and does towards Ryan. He flies, can't mark, but gathers the footy, tackled, might be high. In fact, it's holding the footy. I reckon he's stiff there.
He's not getting a run with the umpires today, poor Liam Ryan. He's trying to attack the footy, but unfortunately, the umpires are saying, no, we're not going to accept you doing that.
See it now in the Harvey Norman. Probably fair enough too. Great deals on cooking appliances on now at Harvey Norman. Shop the world's best cooking brands in store or online. It's the Saints by 16 points, 17 gone, fourth term.
Long kick, far side, Barris with the big fist. That is a beauty. Goes 10 metres over the boundary line and we'll throw it in wing position. Eagles fans not happy. So 11-6-72 plays 9-2-56. We've travelled now 18 minutes in this final turn. The Saints look comfortable. Still 6 minutes to go. Eagles desperately needing a goal, and they need it within a couple of minutes. Maybe a chance here as Gaff gathers, bombs it, inside attacking 50. Kennedy one out. Wilkie did well, got fist the ball. Darling taps it to the advantage of Ryan, but he had to jump and he didn't know where it went once he tapped it in the air, and it's edged towards the top of the 50 for the Eagles. So something here maybe to keep the game nice and interesting. 16 points the margin. Saints, since quarter time, have led.
Inside 50's all locked up at 6 apiece on Reds Atlantic stats in this fourth term.
Put on your BC tap from Waterman inside 50, cut off by Sinclair. His hand pass didn't reach the target. Darling under pressure, he hand passed it straight up. Then it His kick was smothered. Foley from 45. Kicks towards goal. Man on the line is Sharman. He takes the mark. A metre away from the goal line. He'll chip it to the pocket. Wilkie had to run and stretch. Takes the mark. 25 out from his defensive goal. The Saints 11-6-72. The Eagles 9-2-56. 19 now gone in this final term.
Spearing ball towards Membry. Spoil came over the top from Edwards. That was nice work in there from Higgins to Hill. The run, the speed. He's king. On the wing, turns and goes over the top. Sets a task here for Mason Wood. Has to beat a couple. It sits nicely for him, but he falls over. Oh, Mason creates a bit of space. Snaps it around the corner. Oh, bent. It turned like a Shane Warne leg break. And I reckon the Saints are home. 12-6-78. West Coast 9-2-56. 19 gone, fourth term. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Well, you felt West Coast's last chance was that snap there from Luke Foley. Good pressure on. They got a smother. Had a snap on goal, just didn't have the legs, and once the Saints won that footy, they were able to move it very quickly inside forward 50. They had a lot of space because their forwards were high. Waited for the numbers to push back inside, and Mason Wood did very well. Harvey Norman replay, just picked that up there. Nice little snap, and Brett Ratton, I think he realises now that the Saints have still got a chance to play finals footy.
Absolutely. Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install the Ream. So 12-6-78 plays 9-2-56 now. This has been a good win from the Saints. Kick off the ground will go inside, attacking 50 again for him again. Hearn stands in the way. Hand passes to Shuey, to Redden. He'll lob one over the top to Tommy Barris. Another possession for him. Misses the target. Shuey has to kick out of mid-air.
Oh.
Did pretty good to Jones, to Cripps, who was tight to the boundary. The hand pass just a little loose, and it goes over the line in front of the dugouts.
There's nice work from the skipper then.
Yeah. He's battled hard, Luke. I know he's spoken about his possessions, but he's worked hard, hasn't he? He's trying to be the leader.
In that second half, the centre bounce, he had 3 touches in the first half. He tried really hard, put a couple of big bumps on. He's thrown his body around, and he is certainly very sore at the moment.
Leonard tried to keep it in play there. Boundary umpire hasn't actually made a decision, or now he has.
He is the player too, Lot, that really relied on Nick Nat for a long time in terms of the 1-2 combination that they could get going from stoppages, and that was where he could show his explosive best too.
Nick Nat maybe coming back very soon, or they might just put him out to pasture for the rest of the year. We'll see in the coming weeks as the kick from the Saints will once again bounce over the boundary line on the wing, edging towards right half forward for St Kilda.
Jack Steele, another clearance there. He's been massive. Really, really big, Jack Steele. 35 touches now, 9 clearances.
And Crouch has been huge too. 8 clearances and 10 tackles.
Yeah.
They're both at the two dominant midfielders on the ground.
Yeah,
look at that.
Crouch massive this term. 10 disposals for him, X.
So Winhager squeezes one inside 50. Sid Barris back there gets another touch for the Eagles. To Witherden, to Hearn, now to Redden. Just arches the back and then falls over. Try to do too much. A bit too much skills there for Witherden. Turnover, man on the square. Go back, bang it home, goal. Got a bit fancy did Jack Redden and fell over on the wet ground, and Dan Butler all by himself picks another one for the Saints, and that's curtains for the West Coast Eagles.
Oh, just unlucky. Just trying to make things happen at the moment. And Redden just slips over. And once you do that, you turn the footy over. And Dan Butler, he's had good success at this ground. He's a goal kicker. He's got 4 now. And he's been very, very important.
How does he end up in the goal square that far when it's a turnover? He was obviously walking behind the play, and then Redden slipped over. The ball should have been going inside 50 for West Coast. Instead, he looks up and he's sitting in the goal square waiting for a Joe the Goose.
Joshy on the boundary, Bob Jane teammates.
It's confirmed by St Kilda that Jade Gresham is out for the game with a somewhat innocuous knee injury, so we'll find out later in the week.
Looked like a medial on the Harvey Norman. They've got the tape, the ice on the inside of the knee.
There we go, Dr. Ellis for Seabus Super. There's a bit of blocking going on. It's going to go West Coast way. Bailey Williams, how have you seen his game against Marshall?
Well, Marshall's been by far the victor, but I feel like those 2 contested marks are part of his game that we haven't seen a lot. So, it's not a
not a thrashing.
No, yeah, not an absolute thrashing, no. The third quarter, when West Coast were on top, Marshall didn't do a hell of a lot, but the points certainly go to Marshall today.
And just to extend on that, the Saints are plus 29 in hit-outs, and Marshall now 48 hit-outs today.
Okay.
Red Zed Learning Stats.
He's been pretty good, Beast, you reckon?
Jeez, everyone's against you today, Locke, as he takes another mark on the wing.
I love your Lock.
Nah, don't you two.
Oh, you are an absolute bloody ripper, if you ask me.
It's Marshall. Kicks it along the line. Little bump out from Barris on King, and it rolls over the boundary line.
And with that, we also have a new career high for Jack Steele, 38 disposals, 10 clearances today.
Oh,
the Red Zed Learning Stats.
Huge.
So we'll throw it back into play. 13-6 plays 9-2. The Saints keeping themselves alive in this season as Williams did well out of the contest. This man's been dominant as well in Sinclair. Oh, he's tough as nails. Gathers it from a bump of Darling. His kick, though, will be turned over. Williams gets a little possession, hands it off to his skipper and Shuey, who slips over, but the kick's still pretty damn good. To Duggan, spreads it out wide. To Hearn, who can chip it out towards the wing. Rotham takes the mark, wants to play on, told to play on. Jarman continues to stand the mark and didn't put the pressure on. Rotham's kick is to a 2 against 1. Ryan flew high. Webster's there up against him. Ryan goes back to try and get it. Will quickly slap it on the boot. Might work out okay. Cully has taken the mark as he gets cramp.
He cramped before he landed. The young man. Let's hopefully go back and kick a goal here in his second game.
So
looks like he's better suited as Splendour in the grass at the moment. But he's playing footy at Optus.
So he did, didn't he? He jumped up and he had the cramp as he was landing.
Coming up for disposal.
Look at the fans.
The fans for their mid-season recruit. He's 40 metres out. He's kicked his first goal in AFL footy. A moment to remember for Jai Cully. The Eagles get a late one, but it's not enough. Their second half, they just haven't. Here he is, still cramping. Not a bad effort, kicking a goal with cramp. Tough hit.
He's done all right today. He spends time on ball with obviously Tim Kelly being at half forward, 19 touches, a goal, 7 tackles. He's worked really hard and he loves it. Good on him. You'll remember that, your first goal.
What about when the arms went up and JK, the veteran, sort of got in there really quickly to pull him down a little bit, but you haven't won a grand final. We're 5 goals down at Optus against St Kilda. But well done to the young man.
But he'll remember JK cuddling him anyway.
Yeah, we get a good photo too.
Yeah, exactly. You got JK in your photo when you kick your first goal. That's not a bad moment. 13-6-84 plays 10-2-64. Here's Tommy.
So Williams just dumps it out of the middle for the Eagles. They trail by 22 points. But St Kilda, though, have time, and Steele has worked hard all day and takes a diving mark in front of Andrew Gaff. Right now, St Kilda on the live ladder and 9th. So level with points with the Bulldogs, but percentage behind. So 8% behind. But they keep their slim finals hopes remaining. Of course, their draw coming home is tough. Hawthorn, Geelong, Brisbane and Sydney. You expect they'd have to win all 4 of those if they want to play finals. It's a boundary throw-in. Shuey gets a clearance to Redden on the left. Pokes one towards Waterman. Coming across was Tim Kelly's man. And Tim Kelly can barely
get a kick.
Oh, I was going to say move, but you're probably more accurate, X.
He's fine. I just think he's had a dog of a day.
4 disposals today.
4.
Spent the whole day, the majority of the day at half forward. And out of the ruck here, Williams just trying to be fancy. But Gaff, though, helps him out. Back to Redden. To Shuey. Has to be quick here. He's tackled. Can struck it off, though, to Williams. Goes back to Bazzo. He just kicks to half forward. Waterman is coming up nice and quick. Try to pick up a half volley. Slid into it in front of Hunter Clark. Goes across the line. Jermaine Jones will throw it in. The big mullet-wearing boundary umpire here is 70 out from West Coast goal. They trail by 22 points. 28 going final turn.
Back into play, left half forward. For the West Coast Eagles, Williams slapped it forward. Shuey couldn't trap it. In fact, it's O'Neill. And then Shuey was laying the tackle.
O'Neill looks like he's put on a bit of size.
Yeah, it's a shaved head, isn't it?
Yeah, deceiving.
So good tap from Williams down to Redden. He'll left-footed inside attacking. 50. Kennedy climbed high, then tried to get it on the bounced back up into his hands, laid the tackle. JK's doing it all at the moment, but not able to get the ball out of the congestion. And at the top of the 50, we'll ball it up.
He had a good run and jump of that big JK, didn't he?
So Darling says, I want to do a bit of ruck work here. Couldn't get the tap away. Caught in a tackle was Redden, stolen out of his hands by Steele. Racking up the touches to Ross. Now to the run of Sinclair, off half back. Oh, he just taps it on the grounds. To Clark, good hand pass over the top to Hill as a bit of a juggle. Just got the kick away. He's kicked over. Oh, Barris has slipped over. Butler's going to kick 5. That was so unlucky for Tommy. And Butler serves it up with 5 goals in a big game. And St Kilda will finish them off here. They're 14-6-90. The West Coast Eagles 10-2-62.
Poor old Tommy Barris. That was just really unlucky. He's done everything right today, and you've seen the amount of guys that have slipped over on this surface. Obviously, a couple of games of soccer, Friday night, Saturday night, so much rain here in Perth. And Dan Butler, he's been an absolute star. 5 goals. And Brett Ratton's got a big smile on his face.
Another Joe the Goose, Dan Butler. Hey, mate, how good
does he slip into your votes, does he?
Nah.
No. 5. Oh, no.
Look at you blokes get your knickers in a knot. Oh, how easy. You fish around you two. You 3 nibble every time.
So St Kilda by 28 points. Ball's in the middle again. Here's Podsiadli, look-alike. Leanhart kicks it inside 50 to high one. Going back was Barris. The ball came behind from Membry. Taken by Bazzo. Hands over the top. And St Kilda keep their finals hopes alive. A dominant performance led by their skipper in Jack Steele with 40 touches. They win by 28 points.
The Eagles fans can't get out quick enough. Have a look at them go.
I'm surprised they're still here, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what, though, just looking down the St Kilda bench, Gresham sore knee, Webster's off with the shoulder, and of course Jack Billings was subbed out in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
big effort.
Yeah, a few concerns too going into next week.
So the final score 14-6-90. That's St Kilda and the West Coast Eagles 10-62. Big win in the end. Bit of an ugly game, wasn't it? But Saints did what they had to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go home and rewatch it, Locke.
Oh, yeah? You love it.
Really let it sink in how good that was.
Let's go to Jack Steele. Thanks to Fox.
Needed win for us. We knew it was going to be a tough task coming over here. It always is, coming up against a strong Eagles side. So, we had a pretty long break off the back of our last performance against Doggies on Friday night. And we had some harsh talks in that period, and we were able to come out here and respond, so it was good.
So tell us about the week, because it looked that way in the way that you guys went about the intent, the way you tackled early. It was an arm wrestle for much of the game, but let's talk about a little bit what was said and then how you wanted to come out here and play.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about some of the actions that we saw, I suppose, in the last 3 or 4 weeks of our footy. We were able to put together a really strong performance against Carlton a couple of weeks ago, but more so the first part of the year. Our performance was built on the back of pressure and contested ball and all that sort of stuff. So that was really the focus, is just harping on that and rewarding that. So I think we ticked that box today.
And you wanted to lead from the front, I'm sure, career high 40 disposals, but it was your work in that contested area that really led from the front.
Yeah, there was a few of us. Definitely saw Crouchy getting in and under, and Mark Hager had a roll on Tim Kelly today and shut him down, which was great. So, and that was Windy's role, but it was also a bit of a team role as well. So we knew if we got that done, it was going to go a long way to getting us 4 points.
It gives you the 4 points and it gets you up into equal 8th, if you like, just on percentage outside of the 8 with a month to play. It's the season is on the line.
Absolutely, we still got a few more games to go. So yeah, season is live for us. So we're happy.
Appreciate your time and all the best for the rest of the year.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
There we go. Steele sensational, career high 40. They've got the Hawks, Geelong, Lions and Sydney to come. So it's going to be a Herculean effort to make the top 8 with those teams.
Yeah, well, 50-50 Hawthorn, and they'll start underdogs, you'd think, in the other 3. Did you say, were they Geelong, Brisbane
Geelong,
and Sydney?
Lions, and Sydney?
Yeah, they'll be underdogs in all 3 of those.
I love the old, it's always tough against a strong Eagles side.
We knew coming over here.
You've got to say the right things.
You know what they should have... we only won by 5 goals. To be honest, that's unders. Everyone's pumped West Coast over here this year. We really came in thinking we were going to get a percentage boost. Unfortunately, we didn't get that.
Yes. Exactly right. Well, we'll talk about the best players. We'll talk about the Eagles in just a few moments. But that was impressive by the Saints. As we said, they had to get the job done, Andrew Embley.
They did.
This is the Triple M Amy review. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win.
Terrific effort, and good to see a couple of West Coast players in Luke Shuey and Josh Kennedy going over to Jaron Geary there and just saying well done on a fantastic career. Unfortunately, it wasn't West Coast Day, but the Saints, they had that wonderful win against Carlton about 3 weeks ago, and you said, this team's, they can beat Fremantle and they can beat the Western Bulldogs. Unfortunately, they lose those 2 games, and it does make it quite difficult. But they came over today. They needed to get the job done, and they did it very well. And as you said, Hawthorn, Geelong, Brisbane and Sydney to come for the St Kilda Football Club. So, destiny in their own hands. They win all those games. They play finals.
Will they?
No, they won't.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, I saw something today.
Yeah.
So when St Kilda won and they played the song, the words for St Kilda's song came on the screen on a banner. How do we feel about that at a opposing home game?
What do you mean?
Well, the St Kilda song came on.
On where? After the game?
After the game.
On the big screen.
And on the big screen, the words with St Kilda emblem came on,
Yeah.
giving people to know the song, to sing it.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Least of my worries.
Yeah, fine. No, don't worry.
The follow-up-
I mean, West Coast don't own this venue. I don't know.
No, the follow-up question is, at a West Coast home game, this is going to cause some controversy. There was some talk on social during the week. Should you be allowed to play the opposition song at a home game?
Absolutely.
Yeah. This competition's run by the AFL, not the home team.
Okay, but in America, would it ever happen?
Well,
in America?
We're not going to compare ourselves to America, are we?
I'm just offering up the thought.
No, I've never once actually. No, I quite enjoyed the opposition songs being played because you sang them half the time when you're out warming up.
I reckon St
Yellow
Kilda's
and black.
got one of the great songs.
Yeah.
So I like hearing some of the St Kilda songs.
Will West Coast win another game this season? So they got the Suns.
Adelaide. They beat Adelaide.
Will they beat Adelaide?
JK's last game. Last game.
And maybe Bunga, who knows?
Maybe. They'll pump it up.
Does he play the Derby then?
Is the
When's
Derby
the
after
Derby?
that, is it?
The Derby's after Adelaide.
No.
But it's a Dockers home game.
No.
I reckon,
he plays.
I reckon he should play.
He plays
the Derby.
both
I reckon
games.
it's a send-off against
Freo-
Adelaide, but he plays the Derby.
Freo supporters would love
Can you
send Josh off as well. I
Yeah,
know
of course.
because of the
Yeah.
battles
Yep.
they've seen and
No.
Get cheered off twice?
Oh, he
absolutely.
He probably would. He should.
He's
an
superstar.
absolute
He's-
superstar. I
In the last 20 years.
No, you
he's
don't
up
get
there with
cheered. You don't
Dave.
get cheered off twice.
You
get
look
cheered
at,
off.
he'd have to be in the conversation for top 5 West Coast greatest of all time.
Isn't
Oh,
it
he's-
ideal? It's ideal for him to play against Adelaide,
Yeah, he beat them.
chaired off, and then he plays
Why-
the next week against the Dockers.
No, you don't get cheered off for playing Adelaide.
No, what's the home? That's the last
No,
Eagles
you walk
home
off
ground.
first and wave. You get cheered off at the end. Last game. What a double cheering.
Well, he's not going to be cheered off against the Dockers.
What about Plugger Lockett would have got cheered off 15
Mate,
rounds.
I've seen blokes get cheered off when they played 100 games.
Oh, no.
So-
Wait, I saw during the week, actually. There was a tough morning of sport. Now, I looked at Sunrise to steal some content from there. And Koshy goes, a massive week in football. Stay with us. We're going to celebrate Clark's 50th game at Fremantle. That was
Oh,
the headline.
no.
50.
Played at 2 clubs, and that was the
50.
headline.
That was the number one lead story. Of
Come on,
sports.
Koshy.
There you go. Hey, Macca's, pop into Macca's too, X-Man.
Yeah,
As
I'm
you
on
drive
the way home, yeah.
So you'll go on the cream brulee pie.
Oh, I will, but I'll get
We'll
other
do the
bits.
votes. So you'll get the cream brulee.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about votes of the gun.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
voting about
right.
what we're getting Macca's on the way home.
Yeah,
You're going that one.
okay.
And
Cheeseburger with hash brown.
apple pie.
Inside, and that's inside.
And the apple pie.
And the
And
apple
the apple
pie.
pie as well.
And you know
Thank you
what?
very
The apple
much.
pie $1.50, so I might get a few of them.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get 4.
This is what I do. I get 3.
That's $6.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, I had to work that one out there. I hope I was right.
Calculator away.
Can these blokes sing the song?
Saints are walking in very slowly.
Are they
There's a few
allowed
claps
to?
there.
Yeah, I'm right next to it.
They're allowed to sing the song, I reckon, Tommy, in the room, so you're going to ban them as well. The team singing the song.
I'm not becoming Kane Collins. I'm just asking the question.
All right, okay.
Tradition,
We're in
Tom,
there.
tradition.
We're in there.
Do your
They're
job
gonna
very
sing.
well, Tom.
Here we go.
When the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, how was
There we go. We've got the microphone down there, so we might catch our man, Joshy Garlett, for SKG Radiology, now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services. Give us an update, Joshy, on some injury concerns for St Kilda. Not one, not two, but maybe even three.
That's right. Jack Billings went off with about the first or second minute of the game with a back injury, but he's walking around and celebrating with the boys. And no sight of Jade Gresham in front of me right now. I've probably missed him, guys, to be honest. I was busy setting up the set. But yeah, so a couple issues for the Saints.
What are you filming? He's got his own little TikTok going on downstairs.
Yeah, you're right.
I was thinking of something else. So we'll have a TikTok.
Shame on you, Zabe. No, so a couple of injuries for the Saints to watch during the week, but most importantly, they've got the win. We have Dan Butler coming up for an interview, one of the better players today for St Kilda. But yeah, for the Eagles, there was a bit of a sign that Luke Shuey potentially had hurt his shoulder, but then he ended up playing out the game and playing really hard the rest of the game. So Luke Shuey seems to be all clear despite going down pretty early. The ice getting dished out now, guys. So I'll keep a better eye out.
Good on you, Joshy. Well done to you. Around the grounds, of course, plenty of action over the weekend, but today, one thriller in particular. It was the Pies by 4 points. Quite incredible scenes after a kick from Jamie Elliott meant that they won. They were down by 2, 10 seconds to go, and he nailed it. Beast, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What upset you, Beast?
Yeah. There was a lot upset me. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough 20 years. Have you got a sort of a couch I can lay down where I can tell you all this?
I'm always here for you.
But on that game, Swampy has a very interesting stat actually off Twitter. 66 points. Collingwood is the lowest cumulative margin ever in an 8 straight wins in a VFL AFL history. So just 66 points over 8 wins from round 11 to 19 this year. So
winning margin.
Winning margin.
Wow.
Cumulative winning
Average
margin.
of
So
8.
total.
That's amazing. And credit to them.
And 5 games under a goal this year for them for wins. So they're good.
So is that brilliant
crunch.
or is it lucky?
It's luck, but it's brilliant as well. They've got lucky on a couple today, obviously. Probably should have lost if that goal goes through with 20 seconds to go or whatever it was, but you make your own luck in this game.
Remember when everyone was
thanks very much
criticising them for getting rid of a couple of players, paying their contracts, didn't draft well.
They might do more at the end of this season.
Didn't take them long to get back on track, did it?
No,
but also you look at for example, Luke Shuey today in his last couple of years, and then you look at Scott Pendlebury, for example. The young people at Collingwood have come on. They take the load off his shoulder. He can go to half back. He goes in the midfield wherever he wants. It looks like it's easy football for him. His whole career's looked easy. But you know what I mean? He's not out there where he needs to get 3 Brownlow votes, 3 Brownlow votes, 3 Brownlow votes. Whereas today, Luke Shuey has 3 touches in the first half. He smashed from pillar to post, ended with 19. But what a different way that you can wind down in your career.
On Luke Shuey.
Yes.
Is there any thought or any hope that they'd move him to halfback?
Nah.
Just don't reckon you need to do it now. Like with all the young kids coming through, if West Coast were basically in a contention to win a grand final, maybe throw him to half-back. But the reality is develop these young kids.
Bob J. Team Arts, let's get back to Joshy because he has got one of the stars of the game.
Dan Butler alongside me today, one of the guys that played very well out there, 5 goals, but first and foremost, to be back on the winners list, how does that feel?
Yeah, obviously good. It's been a tough few weeks for the boys and, long reviews and going through games, so it's good to get the win against a quality side. They're always tough over here, and we knew they're going to bring a pretty solid contest, and they did. So fought to the end, but good to get the win.
You've got some ice on your foot, so if you literally put your foot on ice after 5 goals, mate, can you talk us through what's going on down there?
No, it's my Achilles. I didn't kick too many on my left, so obviously a bit sore, but all good.
Dan, Xavier Ellis up here, mate, in the box. Just a quick question. Do you know how many disposals Tim Kelly had today?
I know he was pretty quiet, maybe 6.
He had 4 disposals for the day. What a fantastic job by Windhay. You must be absolutely thrilled for that man who just stuck to his task all day and destroyed Tim Kelly.
Yeah, he's going to be a bloody good player. He's tough at the ball, and when he gets assigned a task like that, he's always going to do a good job. So, I think the other boys in the mid helped him out, but that's a superb effort.
And talking about the midfielder, your captain, Jack Steele, 40 disposals, 11 clearances. As a forward, mate, you must really love seeing him get to work in the midfield and provide opportunities for you small forwards.
Yeah, he's such a good leader around the club. He's probably not the biggest talker, but the way he leads on field by example, he sets the standard for everyone, and he just puts the boys on his shoulders sometimes and gets us through. So love playing under him.
Dan, Andrew Embley, congratulations on the win and your performance as well. 5 career high for you, is it?
Yeah, that's first time, which is nice. It's taken me 8 years.
Well, like small forward sometimes, as you know, you work so hard, and sometimes you play that half forward role up and back, and it's difficult to get on the end of it. But to tell you what, when you do, it's quite rewarding.
Yeah, there's been some dark days in the forward line in my career. Had plenty of 4 and 5 disposal games, so it's good, getting on the end of a few and having days like these.
And it must be nice having a little Higo next year as well. A couple of 2 small forwards like yourself, but the way that you guys work together and create space for each other as well, it's nice to be in a forward line that's kicking goals.
Yeah, bloody oath. We had a bit of time at Richmond together, so we know how each other play, and obviously he's a great small forward, so it's awesome working with him.
Brett Ratton, who's a fantastic man, said in the media this week that there's been a little bit of acid put on some players. What was the attitude heading over? Because it looked like the leaders led and you small forwards got to work, but there was a fair bit of pressure put on by the coach.
Yeah, there was. We kind of spoke about in the reviews that, our contest really needs to lift, and we've been down and beaten on that in the last few weeks. So when you're coming over here, what kind of attitude we had to bring towards the contest and with that pressure, and the boys did a good job of it today.
Hey, can I ask, how's Dan Hanbury coming along?
Yeah, he's going well. He played VFL today. I'm not sure how he went. I think at half-time he had a bit of the pill, so... he keeps putting his hand up, and I think his body's feeling good, so wouldn't be surprised if he, finds himself in the team sometime soon.
Dan, sitting ninth, you've got the Hawks, Geelong Lions and Sydney to come. You're going to be made to earn your finals berth. Are you up to the challenge?
Yeah, we look at the run home, and we got a solid opponents coming up, but if we want to play finals, we're going to have to, match it against those teams anyway, so it'll be a good test for us, and if we can't beat those teams, we probably don't deserve it, so looking forward to what the next month brings.
Good on you, mate. 5 goals, career high, well deserved.
Good game. And
well done. Thanks,
the
guys.
last 2 goals, mate. Turnover from Redden and you're in the goal square, and then Barras slips over. Yeah. You know it's your day when it's your day.
Yeah, got a bit lucky there, but
well done,
stoked
mate.
with it. Thank you,
mate. Well done. Take it.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Yep. Dan Butler, one of the vote getters, you'd have to say.
Absolutely. X is doing the vote. You'd think you'd squeeze in. No, you do the hard work and you get the lick of the ice cream. He got that late, didn't he?
There's 2 again. That's beautiful. Triple MVP award for homeloans.com.au. Homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans.
Yeah, I'll do them today. We just spoke to the man who's got 1 vote, Dan Butler. 5 goals, career high in a game that needed a little bit of class. He's a classy player, made the most of his opportunities to end with the 5 goals. 2 votes goes to Brad Crouch. Brad Crouch, 31 disposals, 11 tackles, 8 clearances and a goal. Well done to Brad Crouch. And 3 votes goes to Jack Steele, 40 disposals, 11 clearances, 8 tackles, 6 inside 50s. The captain was spectacular. There's your 3, 2 and 1. Bad luck, Tom Barras.
Tommy Barras.
You wanted Butler in, boys.
Tommy Barras.
You wanted Butler in.
26 disposals. Did the job on that
I didn't have Butler in.
Well, Butler had 2.
I thought Butler was 1. I thought
probably Barras.
Tom Barras was 2, maybe. Well, let's wait and see what the coaches say during the week.
Because they're always right.
Jack Steele.
No, I'm not giving votes to West Coast.
Are you comfortable, Jack Steele, 3 votes?
It's gone. Headphones off. Headspan's out of here. Triple MVP award for homeloans.com.au. Homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans. Next week,
the blockbuster Friday night.
That was good today. So he'll tick off on us doing next week, won't he?
Hopefully we get a better game.
Well, that's us, isn't it?
Well, the Friday huddle will kick things off.
Yeah.
So how are we in the boys? Good listening.
They won't want to stick around to call the game.
Yeah, it'll be about midnight over there by the time the game starts. So Friday, the Dockers take on Melbourne. Massive game. Then Saturday, Collingwood and Port. 4th versus 11th. Rolls into Sydney and the Giants. St Kilda Hawthorn. Then Geelong and the Western Bulldogs. Saturday night.
Some good games.
Where's that game? That's in Geelong, isn't it?
That is at Alphabet Stadium.
The Alphabet Stadium, yep.
Adelaide and Carlton, no one cares. Gold Coast, West Coast, no one cares.
Where's Carlton on the ladder? And
Carlton are 7th.
Yeah, okay. So
Carlton, Collingwood final, elimination final, potentially at the MCG in front of 100,000. Geez, that would be amazing.
Richmond, Brisbane. So Sunday afternoon, 10th versus 3rd. So a big game for the top 4 and the bottom 4 shaping the 8. And then Essendon and North Melbourne. Your mob will probably get rolled, Beastie.
to
wind up
that's
weekend.
That's,
I reckon there's been enough from Essendon over the last 4 or 5 weeks that it might just be next year for you.
Just probably save a few jobs, and that's about it.
Hey, we've got to.
You're right.
We're going to say goodbye soon, but we always leave the best to last, and that is the beast. Take it away.
All right, leading the way for West Coast was Barras, the man Embers talked about. 26 disposals for him. Redden 25 with 4 clearances. Duggan 24. Cully was good all day. 19 for the young man. 3 clearances and a goal as well.
You said Kelly.
No.
Cully, close enough.
Cully, yeah.
You're not used to hearing that name.
No, we're not actually.
The other K sounding name. Stewie finished all right. 18 disposals for him. 5 clearances, but it was a bit quiet for the rest of the game. Last quarter was okay. And Kelly, the man we were just speaking about, 4 disposals, career low for him. Not something he wanted. So we'll have to see what happens with him.
Consistent though, Beast. 1 a quarter.
Yeah, 1 a quarter. You can't beat that. Actually, he nailed it. He nailed the consistency. You're right. So his map will look pretty good after the game, you would think. And for the Saints, leading the way was Steele. Career high 40 disposals for him. 11 clearances, 8 tackles, 6 inside 50s, and Crouch big all day too. 31 disposals, 8 clearances, 11 tackles, 5 inside 50s, and a goal for him. Sinclair 27. Windhager finished with 23 and 7 inside 50s. Wood 21 disposals, 4 clearances and a goal for him as well. And Butler, career high 5 goals as we spoke about. King, Higgins, Membry, all 2 goals apiece. Marshall finished with 49 hit-outs, so dominance there for the big man. And the Saints are plus 72 in disposals, a plus 21 in contested possession, a plus 59 in uncontested possession, plus 26 in hit-outs, and a plus 5 in inside 50s. And Saints midfield was a plus 52 in disposal over the day. So that's the Triple M at Red Z lending stats
good
for the
from
night.
you, Beast.
You are the beast.
Oh,
you are the
best beast.
The best
Well
beast.
done, Locke.
Yeah,
You've got to feel
exactly
for the groundsman. On one part of the ground, they've got giant fans to dry it out.
Yep.
On the other part, the guys with the big hose trying to get off the off the side.
I'll tell you what, Melbourne Demons, if you're listening, bring your long stops, because at a night game here, after 4 trillion mils of rain, it is going to be slippery next week.
And 18 different codes in the past month.
Did you know Manchester United were here yesterday?
How's that? They were training across the road from me at the Wacker.
That's unbelievable.
All right, the Saints winners this afternoon, and they just sit outside the 8. An interesting couple of weeks remaining for them. They got the Hawks, Geelong, Lions, and Sydney. Can they make it in the 8 for the finals? We'll see. Good on you, Clinton, Darcy. They looked after us. We sounded good today. Very, very good. Leachy, well done to you. Not sure what you did, but well done. Beast, thank you. Joshy, awesome. The X-Man and Embers, terrific. And Tommy, superb as usual. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter.